understand your numbers and make them better. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call 414-325-2040 now to set up a meeting to see how you can make 2026 the best year ever. The first meeting is free. That's 414-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life. At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work. Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation. Search AXIS Legal today.
Transform your home today. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Traffic is sponsored by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Whatever the weather, visit wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com.
Another two-man scramble tournament is underway at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Play the legendary TPC Scottsdale on their spacious, state-of-the-art simulators. Sign up now to win cash prizes. Must play in February.
Mystical or magical? Milwaukee's not full.
From way downtown, A.J. Green bombs away.
The Bucks head to Orlando to take on the Magic.
The green light special again.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6 on the home of the Bucks, News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm John Mercure. Your top story: an appeal for flood damage denied.
I'm Julia Fello. The search continues for a missing mother.
I'm Jessica Gatso in for Debbie Lazaga. Delays are starting in the construction areas on 94, mostly heading westbound. You'll hit the brakes at 27th Street through the stadium. Also, just a hair slow on 43 southbound that starts around Vliet. I'm Jessica Gatso with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic.
Tonight, slight chance for drizzle, mostly to the north, a low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow, cloudy and mild, a high of 38. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the Trump administration rejects an attempt by Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers to appeal the federal government's decision denying the state millions in public infrastructure dollars following last August's historic flooding.
The decision drew sharp criticism from the governor Monday, who questioned why FEMA's letter rejecting the state's appeal included no explanation or justification for the decision. Governor Evers originally made the relief request in late August to repair public infrastructure damaged in the floods. The request was denied in October, just over a month after the president approved nearly $30 million in relief for individuals and small businesses. The state has put estimates at damage to public infrastructure from the flooding at more than $43 million. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Ghislaine Maxwell, the alleged co-conspirator of sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, exercised her Fifth Amendment rights in a closed-door deposition in front of the House Oversight Committee. She declined to directly answer all questions. This as lawmakers are getting access to the unredacted Epstein files. More from ABC's Jay O'Brien.
It's very much unclear what they disclose about what they saw. We do know that they are going to say something. They have said as much. And we do know that they have various documents that they are taking a look at. Even Thomas Massey went to X over the weekend and posted what documents should he look at and was trying to crowdsource essentially exactly what he should zero in on.
Lawmakers give the DOJ 24 hours notice before they're permitted to view the files, and they cannot bring any electronic devices in the room. They can only take notes.
It's been more than a week since the mother of Today Show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie was reported missing, and authorities say they have not identified any suspects. News Nation's Jessica Cartalia.
Billboards have gone up around Tucson with information to contact the FBI if you know anything. The sheriff is urging people not to call with their conspiracy theories or their well wishes. They are really looking for tips, and they want credible tips at that. Kash Patel will be here today. We're hoping that that will shed some light on where this investigation stands.
ABC's Don Mahalik joins us with analysis on the case coming up at 3:35.
Wisconsin Department of Health Services identifies a half dozen people in Milwaukee potentially exposed to measles on a flight.
The City of Milwaukee Health Department has completed its initial outreach and is still working with airport officials to connect with potentially impacted staff. This comes after a confirmed case of measles was tied to a flight from Phoenix to Milwaukee on January 29th. Health officials say the individual knew they were carrying the virus when they got on the plane. Anyone who was at the airport or on the flight should still monitor for symptoms until February 19th. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Coming up, major trades for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:05.
Vince Vitrano for my team at Horner Plumbing. Home improvement, a great New Year's resolution. Time to get on the schedule now. I love Horner, not just because of the great work they've done in my home, but because I'm supporting a locally owned business. Horner Plumbing, family owned and operated, been a part of our community since 1969. You get prompt service, honest pricing, and integrity. And let's be honest, if you're not offering those things, you're not going to be around for more than 50 years. Horner Plumbing, a reputation you can trust. Tell them Vinny sent you, hornerplumbing.com.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. Available online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com or at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans.
Time for a WTMJ Sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports desk. The Brewers trade infielders Caleb Durbin, Andrew Monasterio, Anthony Siegler, and a draft pick to the Red Sox, getting left-handed pitchers Kyle Harrison and Shane Drohan and infielder Dave Hamilton. And the Bucks look to make it 4 wins in a row as they face the Orlando Magic. Tonight, our coverage is 6 o'clock on WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:07.
This Valentine's month, Milwaukee Weight Loss is sharing the love with $300 off during our Valentine's sale. Now through February 28th only. It's the perfect time to fall in love with the result-getting Milwaukee Weight Loss program. We know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. Whether you want to look great for Valentine's Day, an upcoming event, or just for you, you can start losing those unwanted pounds right now. No more losing weight and gaining it back. This program helps you keep the weight off for good. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Hi everybody, Debbie Loziga here. Show yourself some love with $300 off, but hurry. This Valentine's sale ends February 28th. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. Call now for your free consultation at 262-449-1180. That's 262-449-1180. Or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John Mercure and Julia Fello.
Happy Monday. We've got a really full show. Let's get right to it.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's afternoon news.
The first, food desert city leaders taking aim at this topic, as we have here on the show. WTMJ's Adam Roberts is with us in the studio. Adam?
Yeah, Mayor Johnson today, John and Julia, out at the Century Foods on 92nd in Lisbon, this on the city's northwest side, where several grocers have closed, not just in that region, but others in the city. As you mentioned, we've talked about at length on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. So what's the city going to do about it? Well, the mayor today announcing he will be introducing a new grant run through the city's Department of City Development that would target financial assistance at grocers who say they have high overhead and are dealing with other matters as they try to combat the issue.
I think right now, on the short term, is working to make sure that we help to defray some of those capital costs, open up some money for them to be able to make investments in their stores, keep their staff on payroll, keep the lights on, keep the doors open. That's what we want to focus on right now.
The mayor also honing in on other issues that particularly urban grocery stores face. He didn't outright say retail theft, but I believe that was what he was alluding to in that regard. Meanwhile, other city leaders working on legislation that would require large grocery stores, think Aldi, which has closed a few in our area recently, to provide up to a 60-day notice before closing. Exactly 60 days, excuse me. Then under that legislation, after they receive the notice, the city would then spend a month, 30 days, working with the store directly to try and keep it open and prevent a closure. And really quickly, I did find it a little interesting. So they're doing this press conference at the Century Foods on 92nd and Lisbon. If you text WATCH, you can see a photo our Nazir Spencer captured at the press conference. We're standing in front of the snacks, processed foods, and soda aisle at a conference where we're talking about trying to give people more access to fresh produce and vegetables. I feel like you could have done that somewhere else.
That's really bad optics. I mean, they're in a grocery store, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have fruit, they have meat, they have vegetables, and they're standing with 2 leaders behind them. Great observation. I don't understand that either.
Optics are important on this matter. And by the way, if you want to catch up on any of our coverage on this issue, you can text FOOD to 855-616-1620, our Citing Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line, where you guys did a full hour on the conversation not too long ago.
Adam Roberts, thank you.
Number 2, where is Nancy Guthrie? We are 3 hours to the next deadline. Savannah Guthrie actually just posted a new video minutes ago pleading for her mother to come home safe. Wisconsin's Morning News interviewed Dr. Casey Jordan, criminologist and attorney. She has criminal appeal podcasts and broke down this past weekend's video with the 3 siblings together.
The first thing they say is, we received your message, and we understand. And when Savannah says, and we understand, ... her sister nearly falls apart. And I believe that filling in the blank, it means we understand she may not be alive anymore. And then they ask her to be returned, not released. And they say they want their mother returned so that they can celebrate with her. And that word celebrate, I mean, immediately I think everyone goes, well, a celebration of life is what you have at a memorial service. So I think a lot of people are reading between the lines, and a lot of experts on this, and then they say this is the only way we will have peace. And of course, at funerals, we wish people peace.
Right.
She says this, not she, this is very valuable to us. And I believe that the message there is that they will pay, and those are her final words, to have Nancy return to them, if you will, in any condition.
ABC's Don Mahalik is a retired senior Secret Service agent. Joins us in about a half hour from now to share why he believes this kidnapping follows none of the usual protocols. And number 3, John, 2 Wisconsin connections to the Puppy Bowl. They're rescue puppies. They stole the spotlight. And it's brothers Avro and Anson. The pups competed in the Animal Planet's big rescue stage, even landing on opposite teams. Team Rough, the other team Fluff. Anson is deaf, was one of 15 special needs dogs.
Aww.
And they came to the Underdog Pet Rescue of Wisconsin from a high-volume shelter in the rural South, adopted by Madison area families. Underdog Pet Rescue hosted a watch party last night to celebrate the brothers and the power of rescuing animals.
I love that. That's so nice. People with a local connection. Up next, the Milwaukee Police Department was ready to roll out cutting-edge technology that they say could help reduce crime, even violent crime, and now it's all on hold. A former MPD detective with us live in the studio. Up next.
94 is turning training time into quality time. Bring your spouse, your sibling, your best friend, and level up your skills together with 50% off all 2-on-1 training sessions at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. All month long, you and your training partner get personalized coaching for half the price. Pick up your training certificates in-store and schedule your session anytime before February 28th. Build confidence, build connection, and train smarter together this February at Mission 94. Just Google Mission 94.
Love to fish? This Saturday, head to MW Marine for a free fishing seminar and open house. Meet Steve Heiting, the Vexus Mercury Pro, and Captain Dominic Knackert, the Lund Mercury Pro, and pick up tips you can use on the water right away. Plus, hear the Coast Guard Auxiliary Vessel Safety Seminar and check out all the new boats. No reservations needed. Just come. The fishing fun starts at 10:30 this Saturday at MW Marine.
This message reaches 1 million people or more every week. Spreading the gospel is more than one voice speaking to 1 million. It is and must continue to be 1 million voices, each speaking to one, pointing them to our friend Jesus.
The Lutheran Hour with Dr. Michael Ziegler.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Mystical or magical? Milwaukee's not fooled.
Contested three, and he sinks it with a hand in his face. He had no room to operate, but he had no problem hitting it anyway right over Trey Murphy.
The Bucks head to Orlando to take on the Magic.
Long three from way downtown. A.J. Green bombs away.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6 on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Traffic is sponsored by the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
Valentine's Day is Saturday. Your complete steak dinner is under $25 at the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford and Oshkosh. Call and reserve today. It's the Mineshaft. Our podcast is sponsored by Dave Drakeham Heating, where your comfort is their family's solution. Debbie's off. Jessica's in. Good afternoon, Jess.
Hey, John, we're seeing delays in the construction areas on 94, especially heading westbound. You'll hit the brakes at 27th Street through the stadium. Also slowing down on 43 southbound starting around Walnut heading into downtown. I'm Jessica Gatso with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, slight chance for drizzle, low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, mild, a high of 38. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 32. Thursday, mostly cloudy, 32. Friday, mostly cloudy, a high of 36 degrees. We've been discussing off and on the Milwaukee Police Department's potential use of facial recognition technology. They already work with agencies that are adjacent that use this technology. Well, the department was set to roll out their own deal with a software company to assist in investigations. There was a Fire and Police Commission meeting late last week, and then the chief came out and he said, you know what, we're putting this all on pause. The Milwaukee Police Association has said that that is a mistake. And we are joined in the studio by Eric Drager. He's a former Milwaukee Police Department detective, still active in law enforcement. Eric, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks a lot, John. Appreciate it.
Was pulling the facial recognition technology out of investigators' toolboxes, do you believe, the right decision?
I don't. I think it's a little short-sighted. Anything that's going to prevent detectives from being able to close cases, I think that's not going to be a good thing for Milwaukee.
How accurate is it?
Sometimes surprisingly accurate. I've seen images of just a partial face. Sometimes nose, maybe the upper lip. Think about like a ski face mask that's pulled down to just below somebody's nose, and it accurately picks out the actual person who ultimately was determined to have done the crime. Just from that, I would have had a hard time just looking at those two pictures next to the booking photo and picking that out, but the computer was able to do it accurately. Now, I'm not saying that happens in 100% of the cases. You still can't substitute good police work with artificial intelligence. Nobody is going to just take a facial recognition hit and go arrest a person based on that. That would be horrible police work, and obviously that would be concerning for everybody. But that's not how it's used. And that's not what the Milwaukee Police Department was doing, nor what it would do, with that software available to them through this contract.
So then how do you respond to people at the Fire and Police Commission and others who said research has shown that the software can lead to false positives, especially in cases involving people of color, and that makes it too dangerous to use?
Yeah, their concern is understandable, and honestly, I think their intentions are probably in the right place, but it's short-sighted. If you think about it, Milwaukee deals with a lot of violent crime, and they're right. We deal with a lot of offenders who are people of color, and if that technology misses on those folks more often, that can be a problem. But what they're not realizing is the victims of violent crime in Milwaukee are also people of color. So for every case that we don't close because we're afraid to use this technology, we're denying a victim of color justice. So it's not quite as simple as saying, hey, just because it might have a disproportionate impact on people of color on the suspect side doesn't necessarily mean we should not use it. because we're also then denying justice to victims of color.
How much of an effectiveness, with the speed of closing cases, do you think that this impedes in doing that we got rid of that?
Well, if you get to a place where you have an unknown suspect, where we just have a surveillance video or something like that, we're really, at the moment, dependent on hopefully somebody in the public will see this, whether it's posted to social media, sent out to media organizations, and they post it out there, and then also pick up the phone. That's a very slow process. It's also not a very accurate process because when we put those faces out there, we get tons of calls, and most of them aren't the right person. So when we do have a surveillance video that can be run through facial recognition, it actually speeds up the case tremendously. And, the speed at which you can get to the suspect impacts how likely it is we're going to be able to get a conviction for that suspect. The faster, what was it, the show 48 hours, if you don't solve that case within 48 hours, the chances it's going to get solved drop off precipitously.
Former police detective Eric Drager is with us. So you worked in technology at the police department. You still work in technology for law enforcement. Take us inside how this works. So if somebody commits a burglary and a Ring doorbell gets an image of him, how can facial recognition technology then be used to lead to identifying a suspect?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we would do in a case like that is take that photo, run it through facial recognition, and facial recognition is going to come back with anywhere from none to a number of hits. And usually it will also give you a percentage that the computer estimates that image matches this particular booking photo or other photograph. It checks that against. Now, sometimes that's just checking against booking photos. Sometimes it's checking against databases of millions of pictures. When it gives you those hits, though, that's not where your investigation ends. It's where it begins. So at that point, you start going through those hits and go, are any of these people, is there any other evidence that puts this person at the scene or even makes it likely that this person would have been at the scene? Sometimes you'll get a low percentage hit that, shows, oh, this person had died 3 years ago. Pretty sure that's not going to be the right person then.
Mm-hmm.
But it's after facial recognition gives you an answer, that's when you start developing all of the other evidence. And if that other evidence doesn't exist, that person's not going to be arrested. Chances are that person's not even going to know that they were a hit in the first place because there's no reason to go visit them.
So booking photos, maybe my ID, my passport, my driver's license. Are you comparing that? Social media? What are we looking at?
So it all depends on what database of photos the facial recognition system is set up against.
What was MPD's?
MPD actually didn't have one natively in-house, as John had talked about. Partner agencies have access to facial recognition. Some of them use booking photos. Some use a nationwide database of booking photos. For the most part, I don't believe driver's licenses are included. Wisconsin actually has, there's laws that restrict when you can share and how you can use driver's license photos. We have one of the more restrictive laws in the state that kind of prevent that. So that wouldn't be the database that we'd be pulling against. I don't even know how to get at passport photos.
Yeah.
That's beyond what MPD locally would be.
Let me ask you one more thing. This is a statement put out on the decision to pause the use of the technology.
Sure.
Despite our belief that this is useful technology to assist in generating leads for apprehending violent criminals, we recognize the public trust is far more valuable, so we're putting this on hold. This just to a lot of people seems like a mistake. You're saying it can help get violent people off the street, but because of what some people are complaining about, we're going to pause this. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, well, boy, I wonder what policing would look like if every tool that has ever been misused by a cop somewhere was prevented from use by all cops. I mean, has handcuffs been used incorrectly in the past? Absolutely. Has a gun been used? We don't ban handcuffs, though, right?
Right.
So,
great point.
I mean, making a common sense policy that will both protect civil liberties and increase public safety seems to be the best option here. But, because of the polarization that's out there, it seems like it's got to be an all or nothing thing. And I think that's just short-sighted. We have smart people both at the Fire and Police Commission, in the command staff at MPD, in your investigative corps, in the universities even. I think if everybody gets into the room and hammers out a policy that's workable, it can work out for both privacy and public safety at the same time.
He is former MPD Detective Eric Drager. Eric, great insight. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's check the markets. Everything in the green today. Everything jumping today. The Dow up 20 points. The NASDAQ up 207. The S&P was up 33 points on the day. Know the difference with Annex.
We love our farmers at Fleet Farm, and we're celebrating with big deals on farm supplies and over $160,000 in giveaways. The sales run all week long, but stop by February 13th through 15th for giveaways that start at 10 a.m. each day, including 100 free gift cards on Friday, 500 free tote bags on Saturday, and 500 free hats on Sunday. For more info, go to fleetfarm.com and enjoy all our farm festivities this week, only at Fleet Farm.
There's a lot of noise coming out of Washington these days, but one thing retirees in Wisconsin can't afford to ignore is the new Big Beautiful Bill. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth. The changes buried in this bill could have a serious impact on your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we've dug into the details, and we want to make sure you know what's really at stake. The Big Beautiful Bill includes sweeping updates to tax brackets, Social Security thresholds, Medicare premiums, and retirement account rules. And for many retirees, it could mean higher taxes on your savings, more limits on deductions, and unexpected changes to your income plan. Maybe you're already retired, or maybe you're just a few years away. Either way, what you don't know could cost you thousands. That's why we're offering Wisconsin residents a free educational guide to help you understand how the new bill may impact retirees and questions to discuss with your trusted financial advisor. Just text the word tax to 414-897-9522. That's tax, T-A-X, to 414-897-9522. You'll get immediate access to expert insights from the team at Drake & Associates, retirement planners who have been serving Wisconsin for over 20 years. We focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you keep more of your money, avoiding surprises, and staying ahead of the curve no matter what Congress throws your way. So before the Big Beautiful Bill takes a bite out of your hard-earned savings, let's make sure your plan is designed to help prepare for uncertainty. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. That's TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping build retirement confidence right here in Wisconsin.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Giving isn't just about generosity, it's about purpose. Discover how meaningful giving can reflect your values and create lasting impact at a special event hosted by Annex Wealth Management in Brookfield. Join a local panel of nonprofit leaders for an engaging discussion on today's philanthropic trends, diverse ways to give, and how individuals and families can support the causes they care about most. You'll also learn how thoughtful charitable planning can align with tax strategies and long-term legacy goals so you can give with clarity and confidence.
Hi, I'm Maggie Tate-Tuckman, Executive Director at Haws. I hope to see you on February 19th. Reserve your spot on the events page at annexwealth.com.
Join Maggie from Haws and other panelists from the American Heart Association, University Advancement, and Annex Wealth Management, February 19th at the Annex Wealth Management headquarters in Brookfield, as part of our Women in Wealth series, Giving from the Heart, where purpose meets tax planning. Click the events page and reserve your spot. Seating is limited at annexwealth.com.
Hey, guess where I'm going tomorrow morning? I think it's tomorrow morning. I really should have a better handle on my calendar. Shopko Optical. I'm getting my eyes checked out. I'm really excited. I have readers right now that I get from, Amazon. No, that's not good enough, and I know that. Shopko Optical is going to help me make sure my vision is where it's supposed to be. I have my first appointment at Shopko. You can get new frame styles, order your contact lenses all in one place with that exam. It's so easy. Visit shopko.com. Take care of yourself by taking care of your eyes at Shopko Optical. Go where I'm going. It's Shopko Optical. Make that appointment online. It is a piece of cake. Shopko Optical for all your eye needs.
For 176 years, St. Vincent de Paul Society of Milwaukee has been neighbors helping neighbors, working to eliminate poverty and hunger with compassion and dignity. When families face hard times, our volunteers step in. Over 600 trained volunteers ready to meet people where they're at, in their homes. And that's what our Neighbors Helping Neighbors home visit program is all about. Volunteers travel in pairs, listening first, then offering personalized support. They provide families and individuals with things like furniture, beds, food, clothing, and connect them to vital community resources. Help that provides stability during challenging times. These home visits don't just address an immediate need, they help create a safer, more stable future for our families and individuals in our community. Last year alone, St. Vincent de Paul Society volunteers completed nearly 11,000 home visits across Milwaukee County, serving those who need us most. Together, we are neighbors helping neighbors. To learn more about our mission or get involved, visit svdpmilw.org.
Traffic sponsored by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Whatever the weather, visit wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com.
Another two-man scramble tournament is underway at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Play the legendary TPC Scottsdale on their spacious, state-of-the-art simulators. Sign up now to win cash prizes. Must play in February.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
I'm John Mercure. Your top story, the vice president visits Armenia.
I'm Julia Fello. The cause of death for a beloved actress was just revealed.
I'm Jessica Gatso. Still mostly watching slowdowns in the construction areas on 94, especially heading westbound. You'll hit the brakes just after 27th Street through the stadium. Eastbound is a brief slowdown at 76th Street. Also, 43 southbound delays start around Walnut heading into downtown. I'm Jessica Gatso with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic.
Slight chance of freezing drizzle to our north tonight. Mostly cloudy for the rest of us, a low of 30. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and mild, a high of 38. Right now, Milwaukee, it's cloudy and 32 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Vice President J.D. Vance is in Armenia today, a country no sitting U.S. vice president or president has visited before. News Nation's Robert Sherman.
This is one of the major peace deals that the White House was able to broker last year between Armenia and Azerbaijan, two nations with decades of deep-running tension between one another. A key component of this, effectively building a road that connects Azerbaijan's main portion to this enclave in the southwest here. It's going to be called the Trump Route for International Prosperity and Peace.
The land bridge had been a sticking point in resolving a conflict that lasted for nearly 4 decades.
The cause of death for actress Catherine O'Hara, known for her roles in Home Alone and Schitt's Creek, has been revealed by Alex Stone.
Catherine O'Hara's cause of death is revealed in a death certificate obtained by ABC News. Her doctor certified her death as being from a pulmonary embolism, or a blood clot blocking a pulmonary artery in the lung. It also lists an underlying condition of rectal cancer. O'Hara died on January 30th after the LA Fire Department responded to a medical aid call at her home. She was transported to a hospital and was pronounced dead. O'Hara was 71 years old. Alex Stone, ABC News.
A fire in Dodge County has left several homes in ruins.
Crews from more than a dozen fire departments responded to Howard Drive just off of Fox Lake around 2:45 a.m. Sunday. Firefighters said they could already see one house completely engulfed in flames, with fire spreading to neighboring homes as they approached the scene. Crews worked for nearly 10 hours to contain the fire to 4 separate homes. One firefighter and one resident were taken to the hospital for minor injuries. They have since been released. 3 of the 4 homes are considered total losses. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee leaders say no one should wake up in a food desert without warning.
Alderwoman Andrea Pratt says she learned about a grocery store closing just days before it happened and says that can't continue.
When large retailers leave without warning, neighborhoods pay the price. That's why we're working to ensure better notice, better planning, and better coordination so residents are not left in food deserts overnight.
Pratt says that experience helped push a new legislation proposal for stores to give a 60-day notice.
If we get to the end of that 30 days and we aren't able to come to a solution, then they do have to at least give the next 30 days for notice for the people who live in that area.
The notice would allow the city to work with businesses and give residents time to prepare for a grocery store shutdown. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. 3 games this week for the Milwaukee Bucks ahead of the NBA All-Star Game. Bucks are on the road tonight in Orlando to face the Magic. Our coverage starts 6 o'clock right here on WTMJ. The Brewers make a trade as they send Caleb Durbin, Andrew Monasterio, Anthony Siegler, and a draft pick to the Red Sox. In return, the Crew get left-handers Kyle Harrison and Shane Drohan, along with infielder David Hamilton.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 3:35.
Your local document imaging partner, jamesimaging.com.
Real James Imaging Systems clients. You've heard them right here on the radio for years. For instance, Chris Willems, office manager with Previent Law Firm.
I like the fact that the company is local and I can always get a hold of my representative who I have on speed dial or I have a cell phone.
Then there's James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark, who oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors.
If I do need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue where I'm like, where is that guy?
James Imaging Systems business technology client Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services at Junior Achievement of Wisconsin.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Savannah Guthrie posting late this afternoon that we are at an hour of desperation talking about her mom who's now been missing for 8 days. Don Mahalik is an ABC News law enforcement contributor and retired senior Secret Service agent. He is with us this afternoon. Don, good afternoon. Thank you so much for making some time for us.
Thanks for having me, John.
I want to start with the ransom notes. This has gotten a lot of talk. They're unsubstantiated. We don't know if they are legitimate or not. Based on the language, based on what you've heard and read, do you think there's a possibility that these ransom notes, one of which has a deadline coming up here, are legitimate?
Clearly, the ransom notes could potentially be a hoax, especially in the world of AI and the ability to use secure servers and hidden servers overseas. Because this has gotten so much publicity, which is atypical for a kidnapping case, anybody out there who wants to take advantage of it can, and this potentially could be the case. Look, the FBI locked up somebody in California for sending a false ransom note. So, the curious thing about this is that in most kidnapping cases, if the goal is to get paid, if the goal is to get money, then the kidnappers will establish that line of communication because they want to get paid as much as possible. That doesn't seem to be happening here. And the fact that there's no proof of life is also very concerning, that this might not be what everybody thinks it is.
Does all the attention, could that be scaring the people who have her for ransom?
Well, and that's part of the thing, like in law enforcement circles, we look at typically kidnappings are handled quietly behind the scenes. Negotiations happen off the grid because the kidnappers don't want the attention. In this case, the notes were sent to local TV stations in Tucson, in the Arizona area, including TMZ. Why? Nobody can answer that question. They weren't sent to the family. Why didn't the kidnappers send a note? I mean, Savannah Guthrie has a public profile. Why didn't they send a note to her directly? And also, why didn't they send a note? If they're going to send a note to TV stations, she works for one of the largest networks in the world, NBC Universal. Why did they send a note to New York, to NBC Universal? So this is all very peculiar for a kidnapping case. This isn't going the way a typical kidnapping goes. And most kidnappers don't want the attention from law enforcement. But now, not only do they have the attention from law enforcement, they have the attention from the President of the United States, who's vectored every single law enforcement resource to investigate this case. It's not usually what happens.
Don Mahalik, retired senior Secret Service agent, is with us. Don, you've been studying this. Based on what you see and know right now, do you believe that Nancy Guthrie is still alive?
I hate to answer that because there's a family out there that's hoping grandma comes home in one piece. And I, of course, hold out hope that too happens. But in typical kidnapping cases, the longer a kidnapping happens, the longer somebody's held hostage, the percentage is diminished. They just go against, especially in this case where it's an 83-year-old woman who has health issues. We can all hold out hope and pray that she does return home in one piece. But as time goes on, that prospect tends to get dimmer.
Do you find this to be highly sophisticated, like gangs could be involved, or do you think that this could be just a random person that did this?
That is a great question, and it could be either because of the way this went down. Unfortunately, with the internet technology, AI, anybody that has any type of awareness could do something like this. Having said that, some of the things that happened at the crime scene are pretty low tech because, for instance, the ripping of the Ring doorbell camera. Anybody that knows Ring doorbell understands that the camera feed is not contained at the house. It's usually contained in a cloud someplace. So ripping the doorbell off indicates pretty low tech, and also that somebody might have been aware that the Ring doorbell camera wasn't operational. So I can understand why it seems like the FBI and the sheriff's department are right now trying to uncover everything and are following up on every possible trace to try to figure out where this came from, who's responsible for this, and of course apprehend them eventually.
Digital and video evidence. It seems that there would likely be some of it out there from the neighborhood, from other people's cameras. Can you talk about the importance of video and digital evidence in this case?
This day and age, because the letters were sent electronically and prevalent use of video cameras, capturing that type of evidence is critical in most law enforcement investigations to capture case. We just had the attempted presidential assassin Ruth found guilty in Florida. He got caught from an LPR license plate reader, which is essentially a camera that reads license plates on a roadway in Florida. So that is the ubiquitousness of technology these days that law enforcement uses to catch perpetrators. So the FBI is probably trying to dive into the digital footprint here to see where these notes came from, to see if there's anything out in digital space at all referring to her, including her prescriptions. Is anybody getting prescriptions that she might need? As far as video goes, you would hope the neighborhood looks pretty secluded, and then houses seem kind of set back. So I don't know how much video is actually out on the street. There might be some. But what I'm interested in is the ins and outs of the neighborhood. If they go to a thoroughfare somewhere where there's stores and businesses, is there any potential video there? Because at that hour of the morning in that area, I wouldn't guess that there's too many cars that would be going in and out of that neighborhood. So I'm sure law enforcement is following up on that, and hopefully they find something.
ABC's Don Mahalik, always great perspective. Thank you, Don.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It's 3:42 at WTMJ. Up next, Mark Cass with us in the studio. What did Cass think of the Super Bowl halftime show, the ads that played? And he also weighs in on the Milwaukee theater battle. That's up next.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life, rejuvenate.
So it's all too common of a story. And it's common enough that we account for a certain percentage of our new patients to make their first appointment and get cold feet. They put it off. I'm not sure why, because our physicians are offering legitimate medical pain relief treatment. The combination of hyaluronic acid and Toradol cushions joints and has an extremely powerful effect in reducing inflammation. So much so that a vast majority of Rejuvenex patients report a significant improvement with their pain. I guess it's human nature, but sometimes human nature keeps us in our comfort zone, even when it means remaining living in pain. So after you make your appointment to alleviate your pain, and that little voice tries to convince you to put it off, don't, because your pain problems can be solved, and you can live a better life.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Call today, and there's a good chance we could be seeing you tomorrow.
John Mercure here for Fello Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Wisconsin homes ask a lot of their windows and doors. With our volatile weather, they need to be ready for just about anything year-round, and those doors and windows from Pella, they are ready for anything year-round. Fello Windows and Doors focuses on quality and durability in everything they do. You shouldn't have to compromise when it comes to being comfortable at home. Right now, take advantage of 0% financing for up to 4 years. There's never been a better opportunity to experience Pella in person and get your questions answered. You can find them at the Nary Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book an in-home consultation at the show. You receive a free Design Works rendering. That's pretty cool. 0% financing for 4 years, plus a 10-year limited warranty. It's a decision you can feel confident about long after installation day. Certain restrictions apply. Offer ends February 28th. Set up your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts. If you missed this,
he's a one name. I mean, how many of us can be known by one name?
Yeah.
John is, because he's just John. We don't John. He's just John.
I was going to say Mark, Madonna, and Giannis. That's kind of the list I come up with, pretty much.
I don't think so. But you know what I'm saying? It says, how rare is that? I mean, he's a one-name person.
Yeah, for sure.
You say his name, they don't think, oh, is it Smith? Is it Jones? No, it's Giannis. We all know who that is.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com. Presented by Dave Drakamp Heating. Traffic sponsored by Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
Remember, Marty's Pizza.
Right off I-94 and Highway 83 in Delafield.
Traffic and weather. Jessica Getzo in for Debbie Lazaga.
Hey, Julia, it's not too bad out there on the interstate. Slowdowns continue to be mostly in the construction area on 94 westbound between 27th Street and about American Family Field. Also, 43 southbound delays still mostly between North Avenue and downtown. I'm Jessica Gatso with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. A slight chance of freezing drizzle to our north, mostly cloudy for the rest of us. A low of 30. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and mild, a high of 38 degrees. Mostly sunny Wednesday, a high of 32. Cloudy Thursday, a high of 32. Friday, mostly cloudy, a high of 36 degrees. Right now, Milwaukee, it is 32 degrees.
Mark Hass is the Chief Operating Officer for Team Lammy and the Executive Director of the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame, and he is with us in the studio. Mark, always good to see you.
Win today.
Excellent. Good to have
Psyched
you
about
here.
that Super Bowl, aren't you? That 9-0 halftime score really had to have you going there, didn't it?
You know, Mark, the ads were like the game, just kind of meh.
Yeah, I thought, and I actually said this to my wife about halfway through the first half. Are there any ads I'm going to like?
I know.
They were all AI. They were all just stuff. You're like, really? Really? That's an ad you paid $8 million for, or whatever the crazy. Think about it. There were some ads where I'm like, really?
I know.
I mean, and it got a little bit better.
Did any jump out at you?
Loved the ad of Anheuser-Busch.
Me too.
But it really got you at the end. You're like, what is this? And then when it becomes the eagle, you're like, holy cow, that's cool. That one I loved. Mm-hmm. I got to admit, I loved the one with all the 80s sitcom people.
Yeah.
I mean, for
Dunkin'.
the donuts, Dunkin' Donuts. I liked that one. That was good. The Jurassic
Park
one.
Yeah.
Fun. Bring them all back. Jeff Goldblum was like in every other ad, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Man, what a great gig he's got. No, but I like those. All the AI ones and some of the ones you didn't understand. You're like, you paid $8 million for that.
What?
Right. There's some I didn't get.
Me too.
No, you're
okay,
right.
all right.
Yeah, totally.
I was like, maybe it's
Like,
too
really?
sophisticated for me.
I mean, the Anheuser-Busch one was simple. It was a message.
Yes.
It stuck out. We all have watched those over the years. We all know the Clydesdale. I mean, it just made sense. And adding the Eagle, great touch. Wonderful touch.
Yeah, their beer sucks, but man,
Yes.
they beat Miller's behind when it comes to advertising all the
There's
time.
they've always done a really good job with that.
What
no
did
doubt
you
about
think
it.
about with the halftime?
Okay, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be very correct. I'm not a fan because it's not my type of music. Now, on the other hand, my wife loved it. Thought it was the best halftime show ever. I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was upbeat. You know, you put aside all the other stuff that comes with it. It was entertaining and upbeat.
My
I mean, I
husband
liked
said that it was visually just dazzling. That's what he thought.
And he's got a better eye than the rest of us. I would agree with that.
Yeah, it was.
Here's another problem I had, though.
Go ahead.
At the very beginning of the halftime performance, especially.
Right. Yep.
It's so hyper-sexualized.
Yes.
I
okay,
mean, like
I didn't notice that.
the women just with nothing and twerking from every
and
angle.
every guy's doing what what they're
and
doing.
every
Yep.
guy just
Yes.
it was like
They were moving like the salsa.
no, they weren't. It was more than the salsa. That was not the salsa.
John, you and I don't know how to salsa. Clearly.
Well, neither did they.
I wasn't drinking or anything. I was totally sober
Oh,
watching.
Julia, like the first minute, it was just.
They were like,
and I'm not a prude, but there are kids that watch the Super Bowl. This is like at 7 o'clock at night. It was too much.
I think overall it was upbeat. It was fun, but it's amazing how it's changed. I went to the Super Bowl a number of years ago, and it was just the Rolling Stones, and they sang. They didn't do. How would you like to have been one of those trees? I was telling my wife today. Yeah. I was in the Super Bowl halftime show. Oh, really? What were you? I was shrub number 4. and I don't know if you watch them. They were running all around the field. The shrubs that were in the front of the stage.
What was that
They
about?
were running around. They were part of it. I'm thinking, okay, I was in the Super Bowl halftime show. I was tree number 6.
I was thinking,
I'm like,
did the
holy
crowd
cow.
get to see any of it? Because the shrubs were in the way.
The shrubs were in the way, and that to me is just crazy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get it, but I don't know why we're all so concerned about it. It's just the halftime show.
Right. Nobody got hurt.
No one got hurt.
Right.
Why are we making
Agreed.
it such a big deal? It's like, it's a cool thing, but I mean, to me, it's been way overblown.
How about when they went up on the telephone pole and there was a drone? I mean, it was like
And
production.
he didn't have a harness. He was the only guy without a harness. That was pretty ballsy for him to climb up the
that was a
pole.
lot.
I'll take that, but okay, I'll go back to the beginning. I thought that one of the coolest parts of the whole night was the flyover. Did you see the flyover?
Yes.
One large plane, 6 small planes, and then the stealth.
Yes.
How cool was
Agree.
that? I love flyovers and the stealth. And I was at a Super Bowl once, and the stealth came over us, and I mean, I literally never heard it. And all of a sudden I looked up and like, holy cow, it's right above us.
Such goosebumps.
I mean, that to me, that's cool. The halftime show is the halftime show, whatever. I'm not going to get either for or against it. It was entertaining. That's it.
Are you watching the Olympics?
We are. We love the Olympics in our house. Big fans of the Olympics, fans of the people. Obviously, you know, I know Bonnie Blair very well. She's over there. She's been texting me things. It's to me, it's the coolest thing. The people who are there and what they're winning and being one of the greatest in the world, I think is the coolest thing ever. I just think you cannot beat the drama. You can't beat the expertise and what they're achieving.
Okay.
What did you think about Lindsey Vonn?
Yeah.
I have to admit, I can't believe she skied.
That was I know. I saw that
but
a mile
again,
away.
what I think it does show is how competitive these athletes are,
Right.
and what they'll do, and how they can't walk away from it. How it's hard to leave that competitiveness that she do it. I mean, I'm not surprised she fell, and it was on the other leg, so it's had nothing to do with the fact that she had no ACL in one leg, which is crazy.
But
I
maybe
mean,
compensating,
yes,
Spurs said,
right,
with that
but
healthy leg.
I mean, are we surprised she got hurt? No, because it's a tough sport. They're going 70 miles an hour, John.
At least
70 to 80 miles an hour.
That's insane.
Yes, I mean, she's skiing like you drive. It's the same thing.
She's lucky to be
She's
alive.
safer.
She's safer. She is lucky to be alive. Think about that. But I mean, the Olympics and the opportunities they have. I think the fact that we are still, as I said to you last time with Bonnie Blair, think about that. She won 6 medals, one of the greatest ever in the world. And 25 or 30 years later, she's still that way. That's what the Olympics can mean to you.
Oh, it's so true. She spoke at the Special Olympics opening
It sets
ceremony.
you up for life. If you're successful
It
in the
does.
Olympics, you're set for life in terms of what you've accomplished.
Do you try not to find out the results during the day so you can watch it with Kay at home? It's almost impossible. Do you try to do that or no? You
No,
don't do that.
you can't because it's virtually everywhere. You'd have to live in a cocoon. Literally, or go
John's
hide.
living in
I'm driving our team nuts because
You're
I'm
saying,
trying.
you don't
Look,
wanna know?
I don't put the Olympics on
Oh,
the
really?
TVs behind
So,
you. except
Julia,
for
let's
hockey.
tell them what happened today.
It's driving me
No,
nuts.
water on,
Oh,
water
what
on,
about
water
this
on.
one?
What about? Did you hear about the U.S.? No, never.
Yeah,
No,
don't do that.
It's tough, but no, I don't. I want to see the performances. I'm impressed by the skill level and the dedication, and think about what they're doing when you're watching these skiing. The jumping that
I
they're
like
doing.
how I act like an expert when I was
Right.
watching figure skating.
Oh,
Like,
were
that's
you-
not a good twirl.
Oh, you were telling them how to figure skate, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
I
I'm
didn't
an
realize
instant
you were like
expert.
an Olympic skater.
Exactly.
Have you ever done it? Have you ever? Okay.
No.
She thinks she did.
I
apparently.
hope someday pickleball comes. I mean, Mark, you're not good enough to ever make the Olympics in pickleball.
Wait, says the guy who. Wait a second. How many balls did you hit out yesterday?
Well, I played with you the first 2 games and we couldn't get it done. And I
why
did
couldn't we get it done?
apologize.
I was carrying you the whole time. My back hurt.
Well, you didn't carry me well enough. We lost those first 2 games.
John was. You know what
Were
John
we
was?
having a few, throwing a few back as we were doing it?
No, John was. He was holding us back yesterday, Julie. He was not.
Did
at
you
his
see like 5
top
balls,
form.
John?
I was not at my best. I was distracted. I had
Distracted by the dog.
Yeah, by my dog who ended up going to the ER. Do you think? Could you see a scenario where pickleball becomes an Olympic sport?
100%. Think about what's going on next time for the 28th Summer Olympics
In LA.
In LA, they're going to have flag football. New sport, something that's come on. You've seen it now with softball and tennis, things that come on. No doubt. I mean, with the growth of the sport, now I will admit it's going to have to grow more kind of in Europe and other countries. But just from America was doing, yeah, I could see it. I don't think it's 28 or 32. Maybe it's 32. Maybe it's 36. It should come to the Olympics. It's at that level. You're seeing national pros come about. Sure, I could do it. You'll be there when you're like 60 or 65.
In the senior division.
He'll be the senior Olympics, Julia. What do you think?
I would take that, actually.
He'll get rolled out in his wheelchair. That'd be great.
Wheelchair pickleball.
You could put your nice gold medal next to your 5 Emmys.
That's right, Julia.
I like that.
That's a really good
wow,
point.
Julia. That's really nice how you're always helping John
You're a
there.
great
Give him a little
co-host. Do you watch pickleball on TV? Because you look like you've never seen it in your life.
Oh, look at that. Listen to him. John, who doesn't even know what a pickleball court is. No, I don't watch a lot of it, I'll be honest.
What about videos? It's everywhere, like on Facebook.
Yeah, just to see shots and to see stuff. You'll see, John, if you were good at it, you'd know the shots that we do, like around the pole.
Well, yeah,
some
was
of the
that
stuff.
a thing?
Yeah, not for you.
I'm just trying to get it over the net.
You're just trying to stand up and not fall down a lot.
That's a fact.
Wasn't that bad?
No.
No.
This is actually the best part of pickleball.
Yes, the trash talking between the players.
Talking. Joe Brennan, who wants to be governor,
Joe
is
Brennan,
the
our
biggest
governor,
trash
shows
talker.
up, and sometimes he can't walk a straight line because his balance isn't good, and it's just not a good thing.
Yeah, he was there yesterday talking a lot of trash. Doesn't always back it up, but he talks it a lot.
Oh, he's a champion. He could win the election on trash talking.
He'd be a gold medalist.
I'm not sure if he'll win the election for governor, but he will win the election on trash talking.
Mark Cass got me all choked up over here. Mark Cass is the Chief Operating Officer for Team Lammy, the Executive Director of the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame, which you ought to check out. It's really cool. Mark, we always appreciate it. Thank you for making time for us.
It's always good to be here, guys. You guys have a great week.
Hey, you too. It is 3:56.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Milwaukee Tool endeavors to double sales by 2030 to about $20 billion. That could result in additional jobs and manufacturing in southeast Wisconsin. A spokeswoman says the company has no immediate announcements. The decreased value of the U.S. dollar versus Mexico's peso causes headwinds for Glendale automotive supplier Strattec Security. Despite that, the company posts improved sales and earnings in the latest quarter. Port Washington State Bank president and board member James Showalter adds the title of CEO. He succeeds his father, Stephen Showalter, as CEO. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author and founder of the Neal Group. Well, here we are. It's 2026. Remember last year when you said never again? Did it work? You didn't start your business to spend so much time doing bank reconciliations, cash flow projections, or inventory analysis. Let us help you keep your New Year resolution to stay on top of your finances and keep your books up to date. Don't do the same thing this year and expect different results. Start the year off on the right foot by calling the Neal Group to help you understand your numbers and make them better. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call 414-325-2040 now to set up a meeting to see how you can make 2026 the best year ever. The first meeting is free. That's 414-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's N-E-A-L group.net.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
911, what's your emergency?
My kitchen is killing me.
Who?
My kitchen, it's awful. I'm literally dying. I hate it so much.
It's okay, ma'am. I have NARI officers en route. They will transport you directly to the NARI Home Show to find a remodeler.
NARI?
Yes, NARI. NARI members are the best in the industry. They will save you.
Hire a pro, not a con. February 13th through 15th at State Fair Park. Visit NARIMilwaukee.org for details.
At Advent, we help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine by getting your nose and throat working with our unique Advent approach that you won't find elsewhere.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Don't just upgrade, transform your home. From bold exteriors to breathtaking baths, Exterior Pros makes it happen. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Mystical or magical? Milwaukee's not
Three
fooled.
from way downtown. A.J. Green bombs away.
The Bucks head to Orlando to take on the Magic.
The green light special again.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6 on the home of the Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 4 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, a new video from the family of Nancy Guthrie.
I'm Julia Fello. An update on measles exposure.
I'm Jessica Gatso in for Debbie Lazaga today. It's getting a bit more congested in a couple of spots. 94 westbound between 27th and Hawley, and eastbound it's between 76 and Hawley. 43 southbound, you'll hit the brakes at Keefe, and that's slow all the way through downtown. I'm Jessica Gatso with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic.
Slight chance for drizzle tonight, a low of 30. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 38. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie issuing a new plea for information related to the disappearance and suspected kidnapping of her mother, Nancy.
We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help. Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock trying to bring her home, trying to find her. She was taken and we don't know where.
The FBI has issued a $50,000 reward for information. 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie reported missing on January 31st. The kidnappers have set a 5 p.m. Arizona time deadline to be paid millions in Bitcoin for her release.
Ghislaine Maxwell faced Congress today but stayed silent. CBS Stacey Lynn.
James Comer, the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, says Maxwell refused to answer any questions.
Questions that would be very important in this investigation, and she chose to invoke her Fifth Amendment right.
That didn't sit too well with Congressman James Walkinshaw.
Ghislaine Maxwell is a monster.
Maxwell's lawyer said she'd be willing to cooperate if President Trump grants her clemency, to which Representative Jasmine Crockett responded,
I got news for you, Miss Maxwell. We're not done.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
Trump administration rejecting an appeal from Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers for millions in public dollars following last August's historic flooding.
The decision drew sharp criticism from the governor Monday, who questioned why FEMA's letter rejecting the state's appeal included no explanation or justification for the decision. Governor Evers originally made the relief request in late August to repair public infrastructure damaged in the floods. The request was denied in October, just over a month after the president approved nearly $30 million in relief for individuals and small businesses. The state has put estimates at damage to public infrastructure from the flooding at more than $43 million. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services identifies half a dozen people in Milwaukee potentially exposed to measles on a flight. The health department is also working to talk to airport officials who may have been impacted as well. It comes after a confirmed case of measles tied to a flight from Phoenix to Milwaukee January 29th. Health officials say the individual even knew they were carrying the virus when they got on that plane. Anyone who was at the airport on the flight should still monitor for symptoms until February 19th.
With utility rates continuing to rise in Wisconsin, lawmakers are proposing a bill to make sure people are not benefiting personally from the increases.
It would create a 3-year cooling off period to restrict commissioners on the Public Service Commission from immediately joining utility companies they regulate. The bill was introduced by State Representative Amanda Nedweski after former PSC Commissioner Rebecca Valk stepped down 2 years ago, then was hired by Alliant Energy 6 months later and became the company's president. Over the last 3 months, the Public Service Commission has approved rate hikes for Alliant, Madison Gas and Electric, and Xcel Energy. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
The Milwaukee Public Museum entering a critical phase of its move downtown.
Crews will begin deinstalling the Torosaurus skeleton at the entrance of the Third Planet Gallery. The fossil will be disassembled and sent to Canada for cleaning before returning for display in the new museum. Officials say the dinosaur is just one of millions of objects being prepared for the move, including Ice Age fossils, a Haida canoe replica, and ancient Egyptian coffins. More temporary exhibit closures are expected through the year. The Milwaukee Public Museum's final day at its current location is January 3rd of 2027. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
Coming up, the Bucks look to keep on winning.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:04.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for QC Kinetics. 40,000 people. Let that number sink in for a second. That's not a crowd, that's a Milwaukee suburb. And 40,000 people are choosing relief without surgery. That bad back, that bulky knee, that hip that keeps barking at you. These people are saying, before you replace my knee or my hip, put my life on hold for 3 months. There has to be another way. And they found it with QC Kinetics. Patients who realize there are other options outside of surgery, and they're moving better thanks to QC Kinetics and its advanced regenerative treatments. We've learned that surgery isn't always the answer. QC Kinetics activates your body's natural healing power. It's safe, it's natural, and best of all, non-surgical. So before you say yes to surgery, call QC Kinetics 414-667-5559. The consultation is free. 414-667-5559. Call QC Kinetics today.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers trade infielders Caleb Durham, Andrew Monasterio, and Anthony Siegler to the Red Sox. They get left-handers Kyle Harrison and Shane Drohan, plus an infielder. And the Bucks look to make it 4 in a row. They face the Magic tonight. Coverage starts at 6 right here on WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:07.
This report is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
For 31 years, WTMJ homeowners have trusted Siding Unlimited to transform their homes into dream homes. From windows and doors to siding, roofing, and decks, our team delivers craftsmanship that lasts. Because we're not just remodeling homes, we're building relationships. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. We started right here in Milwaukee, and after 3 decades, we're still guided by the same family values that help us deliver quality, honesty, and local pride. Whether you're ready for a full exteriors facelift or just replacing a couple windows and a door, trust the team that's been serving Wisconsin families for generations. For siding, roofing, windows, and doors, let Milwaukee's National Contractor of the Year, Siding Unlimited, give you a free estimate and start the process today. Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com. That's sidingunlimited.com.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John Mercure and Julia Fello.
Oh, we can hear a little bit of a meow, John.
So handsome.
It is time for your Pet of the Month. Jennifer Smea with the Humane Animal Welfare Society of Waukesha County, or HAWS, joins us live in studio.
So much to say.
Go to hawspets.org or text HAWS right now, HAWS.
Jennifer, what's he saying?
He's saying, put me down, lady, put me down.
Text Hawes. All right, introduce us. What's his name?
This cranky man right now is Toby. He's a 9-year-old short hair. And funny story, the reason he was surrendered is because he was attacking the dog in the house.
Oh, can't have that.
Yeah, so he is not dog friendly, which is usually a dog is not cat friendly. No, this cat is not dog friendly.
Interesting.
Toby, come here.
Toby, where are you going?
Come here.
Oh,
Come
Toby's
here.
in control
Come
now.
here,
Yeah.
bud.
Toby's
Hi.
walking towards
Oh my
Julia.
gosh, his face is so cute. If you text Hawes, Haws, to 855-616-1620, you can see Toby up for adoption right now. And he's, how old is he?
9 years old.
He's 9 years old, so he's totally trained. Completely trained.
I mean, he's full on adult. No surprises as far as behavior or anything like that. Yeah.
Tell us about short hair cats. What do we need to know if we're interested potentially in a short hair cat?
The awesome thing about short hair cats is that the grooming needs are much less than medium and long haired cats. You're not going to see those knots in the fur and all that kind of thing. They absolutely still need grooming, but most of the time cats, since they bathe themselves, you're not going to have to deal with too much bathing or anything unless something really awful happens. Nail trims. That's the big thing with cats is make sure that you've got a nail trim. And if you can brush their teeth, which good luck if you can do that. They say start when they're young and get them used to it, and it's easier said than done, but if you can do it.
I'm not good with my dogs with that either. How long do cats live?
Yeah.
It depends. They can live upwards of 20 years.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
He looks really healthy.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
found a
is.
hiding
He is. I
spot
mean,
back
he
there.
may be 9 years old, and technically he would be considered a senior cat at that age. He does not act like a senior cat. He
Not
has
at all.
lots of energy. He is in fantastic shape. Bright eyes, loves to play. So you're not getting an old cat with Toby. You are definitely getting a young, more of an adolescent cat than anything.
Wow, he was going back in his box, which usually cats do not want to be near.
He's just chill. He seems very... Is he chill? Is he more...
Yeah, he is chill.
Like you were holding him earlier.
Yeah, he's chill. He does like to play. When you get him going, he will definitely play. He was having a lot of fun with some catnip mice that I was playing with him before. And you got to watch. Sometimes cats will get a little worked up. So once if you have a cat that has a tendency to get worked up, you kind of have to know when to stop the play and stop the rough stuff because they will get mouthy. They're not necessarily going to nip you, but they may, because they don't speak English and they can't tell you enough is enough, they're going to tell you in their way, and their way might be to, nip at your hand or whatever. He could get worked up like that. So another thing is we're recommending maybe not little kids in his future household. Just to avoid a problem that, maybe the kids don't realize that he's had enough and he's having so much fun and one thing could lead to another.
Did you watch the Puppy Bowl last night?
I did watch some of the Puppy Bowl. I don't watch all of it because it gets to be a little too... I get guilt-ridden because I'm watching puppies play and my dogs are staring at me saying, why are you watching other dogs play? Aren't we good enough for you?
Two of the puppies, and one of them was disabled.
We're local ones,
were from the Madison area.
Yeah, that's exciting. And it's kind of neat because even if there aren't local dogs on there, the great thing about shows like that is that they do give more awareness to the fact that there are shelters and rescues all over the place that have available puppies and dogs and cats and kittens that are waiting for homes. So when you tune in, you're definitely getting that awareness, and that's great.
Well, Toby is absolutely beautiful. What a beautiful face he has. You can text Haws to 855-616-1620. HAWS. He's kind of a brindle with some white and beautiful spots.
Very handsome.
Yeah, 9 years old.
Yeah.
He's all set to go to your forever home.
Yes.
Jennifer Smea with the Humane Animal Welfare Society of Waukesha County, or Haws. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
It is 4:13. Up next, Pat Laughlin from Laughlin Constable helps us rate the Super Bowl ads.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Look, this time of year, it can be tough to find a place where you can really get out and enjoy time with your dog, right? That's exactly why the Hounds and Tap has become our go-to family spot. State-of-the-art, indoor-outdoor dog park and tavern. Dogs can hang out and socialize, you relax, catch a game, and enjoy a drink, maybe some food from a food truck. Incredible staff, clean space, it's safe, our dog loves it. A year-round destination for dogs and humans. Plan a visit to the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. Connect with thehoundsandtap.com.
Real James Imaging Systems clients. You've heard them right here on the radio for years. For instance, Chris Willems, office manager with Previan Law Firm.
I like the fact that the company is local and I can always get a hold of my representative who I have on speed dial or I have a cell phone.
Then there's James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark, who oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors.
If I do need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue where I'm like, where is that guy?
James Imaging Systems business technology client Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services at Junior Achievement of Wisconsin.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. Have you listened to WTMJ Outdoors yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Every Saturday at 2 right here on 620 WTMJ. Stories of the outdoors in Wisconsin and beyond as we celebrate everything in recreation. This week we're talking ATV, UTVs in Wisconsin, a growing sport. And a great organization, Wisconsin Hero Outdoors, better known as WHO, helping veterans get back to the outdoors in Wisconsin.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Traffic is sponsored by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Whatever the weather, visit WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. Another two-man scramble tournament is underway at Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Play the legendary TPC Scottsdale on their spacious, state-of-the-art simulators. Sign up now to win cash prizes. Must play in February.
Traffic and weather. Jessica in for Deb. How's our ride rolling?
Hey, John, it's still the usual spots for slowdowns. 94 westbound, you'll be hitting the brakes between 27th and Hawley. Eastbound, it's between 84th and Hawley. And looking at 43 southbound, you'll hit the brakes at Locust, and that's pretty much slow all the way through downtown. I'm Jessica Gatso with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, slight chance for drizzle, low of 30. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, mild, a high of 38. Wednesday, sunny, 32. Thursday, mostly cloudy, 32. Friday, cloudy, a high of 36 degrees. All right, the Super Bowl is in the books. That means the ads. We've all seen all the ads now. Absolutely interesting and essential part of the Super Bowl. We are joined in the studio by Pat Laughlin, the Chief Creative Officer at Laughlin Constable. You know, they use this phrase all the time. Wow, I guess that's your Super Bowl. This Super Bowl really is your Super Bowl, huh, Pat?
Today is my Super Bowl, and I cannot believe I had to follow the cats out here today. It's a tough act to follow. I hope I can live up to it for you guys.
Please just don't climb up on the countertop.
I will not be climbing on the counters.
All right. Did you overall, from a broad, high level, think the ads were, what letter grade would you give the effort for ads at this year's Super Bowl?
Yeah, I would probably give it a C. I just kind of thought the whole night was a bit of a C minus. Like the game was a little boring.
Yeah.
The ads were a little bit of a letdown. I know how much work goes into it, but it was just nothing iconic.
If it's millions of dollars, the high ups are approving it.
Yes.
And probably have no personality, including the finance people. You know what I mean? Of these huge companies.
I mean, all my clients are great and they've got great personalities, so I can't speak for the Super Bowl.
Let's play some of yours that you wanted us to take a little listen to. Should we start with Coinbase?
Let's go for it. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to just play a little bit of this. This is the Coinbase ad.
See, we're supposed to be karaokeing with it.
And they're scrolling across the screen. Yes. It kind of looks like an Atari video from 40 years ago. Was this effective? Looked like it took very little to produce. It was very basic.
Yeah, I think that's what worked. For me, it was like the one moment where like the whole room was captivated. It was like, what is going on? What is this? It was also interesting. I don't know if you all noticed this. There was Backstreet Boys earlier in the Super Bowl with T-Mobile, and then they had this spot too. So I wasn't sure if it was a callback to that. So we were all paying attention, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, Coinbase did it again.
This gets everyone's attention and everyone to take part, Brilliant.
Let's go to the Liquid IV ad. I thought this was really, really interesting. Liquid IV during the Super Bowl.
How can I just let you walk away when all I can do is watch you leave? So take a look at me now.
This is the one with the toilet seats and the urinals front and center. What'd you think of this ad?
This one stood out to me. I thought it was great. I thought it was very funny. I hadn't seen this one before the Super Bowl. Now, mind you, my Super Bowl watching party is a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old in my house. And my 9-year-old was laughing hysterically. She said, give this 1,000,000 points on your ratings. I don't have a rating scale that goes like that. But again, it got 1,000,000 points.
Novartis? Let's play this ad. This is the one that had the NFL tight ends.
It had the tight ends,
throughout it. Show some of these guys lounging around. They're NFL tight ends.
Relaxed.
Have you ever, in your life, seen tight ends this relaxed?
I am so relaxed.
Okay, this had Rob Gronkowski in it. It had Tony Gonzalez, all-time greats in it, guys in their football uniform. As the ad goes on, describe what happens in the rest of the ad.
Well, what was great about it was actually like a pharma ad. So it was about prostate exams, and that you can do this with a blood test. So when I saw it, I'm like, okay. The fact that you could do something on such a serious subject and make people laugh, really tied to the context of the Super Bowl. I think that's always important. Anything we do, in our profession, it's what's the context, where are we showing it, how do you tie that into the message? I thought they did a great job with it.
I thought the NFL did some really, really cool stuff. I thought it was really interesting. This is one that I really liked. It's called Belief is Superpower.
All right, listen up. Today we face our toughest opponent. They may be bigger, stronger, faster, but I'll never surrender. Who am I? I am a champion.
I'm unbreakable, unstoppable, unbelievable.
The NFL's biggest stage had prime time for a couple NFL messages. What did you think about how the NFL did?
They always do a good job. I thought it was really great this year. If I remember correctly, they did not use any celebrities in their two spots. So this one was cool. I mean, I guess these were athletes and they were talking to the older version of themselves. There's another one that the NFL ran, I think, right before the the halftime show, with like a coach giving a pep talk, and it talked about the importance to coaching and the effect it can have on kids' lives, and I thought that was really great too.
Oh, big time.
What
I
did
love
you
that.
like, Julia?
I like this one. I don't think that John liked this one. It's Manscaped.
But with Manscaped, I've met my demise since you've chopped me from between your eyes. And that bridge between your thighs. And the awkward part.
Julie, why don't you describe what we're supposed to be seeing during this?
Hairballs.
Your face, your chest, or even your ball.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, they.
It's
chose not
hairballs,
to.
and John thought it was disgusting. But
I didn't like the talking hair, but I thought it was entertaining. And listening to it now without seeing it, I actually liked it better. It made me chuckle, but I thought seeing piles of hair everywhere was gross.
I mean, I thought it was effective. I thought it was pretty funny. I didn't think I wanted to see it. I don't think I need to see it again. But it was very funny, and it was great. Manscaped, that's kind of the brand. That's the tone that they've got. It fit for them.
What did you think of the Bud ad with the eagle and the horse? They begin as a foal and a little eaglet, and then they grow up together.
Well, I saw that spot won the USA Today ad tracker, so it was obviously a lot of people liked it. To me, it was a lot of America. It was fun. I didn't get teary-eyed in it, but I did get some text messages of people saying, oh, wow, that one really got me. And it's like,
it was beautiful. I thought it was gorgeous.
It got me.
It became a little Pegasus at the end.
Yeah, before you could, yeah, I thought it was cool. And then to go to the live shot in the stadium with the eagle on the
I didn't
horse.
see that part.
Yeah.
Oh.
They had a horse, the Clydesdale in the stadium with an eagle on it.
It was really, really pretty
They
cool.
got along. Wow.
What bombed? What didn't work? What did you not like?
I hate to say it. I mean, we talked on Friday. I didn't love the AI Svedka vodka spot. It was lost because it came right after the halftime show anyway.
I saw it. Yeah.
It was just like, ugh. But I just kind of think overall, like, viewers kind of lost a little bit because the game was a little bland, and then as a whole, the spots were just okay. So I just feel like the night missed that iconic moment as a whole.
More effective to use humor or tug at the heartstrings, do you think, in general?
I think if you can just tell a great story, that's the most effective thing and still connect it to the brand. Everybody's trying to be funny. You can see they're trying to one-up each other. The moments where you can just captivate people with slow storytelling really works well.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to like the Duncan ad.
Yeah, I did too.
And it was okay, but I felt like it was disjointed, and there was a lot going on where they had all the celebrities flashing back to the 90s. What'd you think of that one?
I had the exact same response. I wish I could give you something more enlightening, but it was like I was really excited. I love, one of the things I was predicting was a lot of nostalgia all night. It definitely hit that, but it was just like whiplash of like, now there's this person. What am I supposed to be doing? Who's this? Oh, there's another famous person. It was a lot.
It's like some of the movies that we've been seeing lately.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Pat Laughlin is the Chief Creative Officer at Laughlin Constable. This is one of the highlights every year for us, Pat, you coming in and doing this. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I love coming in. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, thanks for your perspective. It is 424 at WTMJ. Let's check the markets. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The NASDAQ up 207 today, almost 1%. The Dow up 20 points today. The S&P was up 33 points. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference with Annex. Financial planning at every level. Feeling fiduciary all the time. It's Annex.
Acunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert with my son David, president of Acunet. David, we're pre-approving a lot of home shoppers this time of year. Why should someone choose Acunet for their pre-approval?
Dad, getting pre-approved with just any lender is like showing up to a first date in sweatpants. Sure, you're there, but are you really ready to impress? Our rock-solid pre-approval is like showing up in your best outfit with reservations already made. We also have an excellent reputation among real estate agents, so having Acunet's name on your pre-approval can make the difference.
What else?
In addition to clearly stating we verified your credit, income, and down payment, we'll also run the specific home you're looking to buy through our underwriting software to see if we can approve your loan without an appraisal, which sellers and their agents absolutely love. Bottom line, we do everything possible to help you win.
Thanks, David. Don't settle for anything less. Get started with your rock-solid pre-approval by clicking on the blue button today at Acunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine. That's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
We love our farmers at Fleet Farm, and we're celebrating with big deals on farm supplies and over $160,000 in giveaways. The sales run all week long, but stop by February 13th through 15th for giveaways that start at 10 a.m. each day, including 100 free gift cards on Friday, 500 free tote bags on Saturday, and 500 free hats on Sunday. For more info, go to fleetfarm.com and enjoy all our farm festivities this week, only at Fleet Farm.
Hey, John Mercure here for Mend Studios. You deserve to feel better. You deserve to feel healthy. You deserve to feel great about yourself. Mend Studios has a long-term wellness as the goal. That's how they're going to do it. That's how they're going to take care of you. I know and trust the therapists at Mend Studio. They customize every single treatment, and they've got multiple locations. They're in Mequon and Brookfield, both convenient, both easy to get to. Start at the website, mendstudio.com. I never feel better than I do after a session at Mend. Mendstudio.com.
Love to fish? This Saturday, head to MW Marine for a free fishing seminar and open house. Meet Steve Heiting, the Vexus Mercury Pro, and Captain Dominic Knackert, the Lund Mercury Pro, and pick up tips you can use on the water right away. Plus, hear the Coast Guard Auxiliary Vessel Safety Seminar and check out all the new boats. No reservations needed. Just come. The fishing fun starts at 10:30 this Saturday at MW Marine.
The Mine Shaft Restaurant in Hartford. How about this for Valentine's Day? It's almost here. Take your sweetheart to the amazing Mine Shaft Restaurant, the area's most affordable family or romantic Valentine's dining destination. Your Valentine's Day steak dinner is just $24.99. Prime rib under $30. You'll pay a lot more elsewhere, and you don't have to. Your dinner includes super salad, potato, homemade bread with honey cinnamon butter, just delicious. Check out Italian, Mexican, juicy burgers, pasta, big salads, all super affordable. Relax with an old-fashioned, a Manhattan, a glass of wine, and ice-cold beer. A perfect Valentine's lunch or dinner. Celebrate Valentine's Day at the Mine Shaft. Your full steak dinner, $24.99. Desserts at the Mine Shaft, buy one, get one free. Don't spend all that money on dinner. You don't have to. Google, call, reserve today. Tables fill quickly. The Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh. Lots of seating, close parking. Don't forget your Mine Shaft this Valentine's Day. That would be, don't forget your sweetheart this Valentine's Day. Check out the Mine Shaft.
We'll admit, we've already thrown in the towel on the New Year's resolution.
Yeah, and we made it through dry January. But one healthy new habit we're sticking with is Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to help protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
With trusted ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and artichoke extract, it's gentle enough to take all year long.
No harsh cleanses, no extreme detoxes, just simple daily liver support. We really feel the difference.
Yup, more energy and the peace of mind knowing we can enjoy the good things in life while giving our liver the love it needs.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: disputes over Homeland Security funding.
Updates on the man accused of stealing a Wauwatosa squad car.
I'm Jessica Gatso. You'll need some extra time in the usual spots this afternoon. 94 westbound slowdowns between 27th and just past the stadium interchange. Eastbound delays between 84th and Hawley. Also looking at 43 southbound, you'll hit the brakes at Locust, and that stays slow all the way through downtown. I'm Jessica Gatso with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic.
Slight chance of freezing drizzle. Mainly north, mostly cloudy for the rest of us, a low of 30. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and mild, a high of 38 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it's cloudy and 32 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the Department of Homeland Security is facing a shutdown this weekend if Congress can't agree on funding. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
There's no deal yet, but Senate Majority Leader John Thune told reporters progress is being made. He said there's a good back and forth on substantive issues. Democrats are pushing for changes to ICE, including new judicial warrant requirements and limits on masking by federal agents, which Republicans argue would put agents at risk. One proposal on the table would split the bill, allowing parts of DHS like FEMA and the TSA to keep operating while talks continue. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
The Trump administration now going to bat for Steve Bannon in court as Bannon is seeking to swipe out his 2022 conviction for contempt of Congress. ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
Former Trump senior advisor Steve Bannon spent 4 months in prison for refusing to appear before the House January 6th committee. But now, as Bannon pursues an appeal of his conviction to the Supreme Court, the Trump administration is getting behind him. Its new brief at the High Court says the government has determined in its prosecutorial discretion that dismissal of this criminal case is in the interests of justice. Bannon has insisted in refusing to provide testimony he was aiming to protect Trump's executive privilege.
Bannon's previous appeals have been unsuccessful.
Milwaukee leaders are looking for solutions after recent grocery store closures. Alders joining Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson to discuss how limited food access impacts families in Milwaukee. Alderwoman Andrea Pratt tells WTMJ.
We're investing in food access through community grocers, urban agriculture, and mobile food markets. We're strengthening partnerships with food banks, neighborhood organizations, and schools to make sure resources reach the people who need them most.
Alderwoman Pratt says the goal is to make sure families don't wake up in a food desert.
A lawsuit against the city of Madison over missing absentee ballots will move forward. The suit centers around nearly 200 absentee ballots that were not counted during the 2024 presidential election. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway tells our news partners at WIC-TV why she wants the suit thrown out.
The only thing that this lawsuit is about whether or not clerks in the state of Wisconsin, when they make a human error, should have to pay up to millions of dollars for those errors.
There's impacted voters that are suing to recover monetary damages.
New numbers show the growing popularity of two new Wisconsin license plate options.
Just over 10,000 blackout and retro butter yellow plates have been issued by the State Department of Transportation in their first 30 days available. The blackout plates are by far the more popular option of the two. They account for just under 90% of sales, and the state believes over 500,000 blackout plates could be on the road within the next 3 years. State officials expect sales of the two new plates combined to generate just over $4.5 million in their first year available. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
American Family Field getting an upgrade. Milwaukee Business Journal's editor-in-chief Timothy Gibbons says the stadium will build a 12,000 replacement seats in public plaza area. He tells Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News.
It's going to feature a beer garden, a live entertainment stage, a mini golf course, and a play area. So this is a thing across sports where stadium owners are basically looking at what do we need to do to elevate the fan experience. And there's a whole bunch of different things that means, from making it easier to get in and out of the stadium to having entertainment zones around the stadium.
The plaza is expected to open by June.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. 3 games this week for the Milwaukee Bucks ahead of the NBA All-Star break. Bucks are on the road tonight in Orlando to face the Magic. Our coverage starts at 6 o'clock right here on WTMJ. The Milwaukee Brewers make a trade. They send Caleb Durbin, Andrew Monasterio, Anthony Siegler, and a draft pick to the Boston Red Sox. In return, the Crew get left-handers Kyle Harrison and Shane Drohan, along with infielder David Hamilton.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:35.
Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Well, you made it. 2025 is in the books. Or is it? Are your books ready for 2026? Have you been able to plan for 2026 growth? If you feel like you are running your business on a wing and a prayer, let us help you make sense of your numbers and get your business in financial shape to move forward in 2026. Don't be stuck in the past trying to clean up your books. Get a head start on making 2026 your best year yet. Make the new tax laws work for you to put more money in your pocket. Call us now to see what your business can do. The first meeting is free. Call 414-325-2040 now. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040. Or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com. Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Thanks for hanging out with us on this Monday. Hope your week's off to a really great start. Coming up here in less than 10 minutes, Democratic gubernatorial candidate Kelda Roys joins us live in the studio. First, WTMJ's Adam Roberts is here doing a really cool series of features this month. Hi, Adam.
Hey, John, Julia. Well, good to be back again. Yes, so on my show, Reporter's Notebook, which you can catch every Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on WTMJ, for the entire month of February, as it is Black History Month, we, and by we I mean I, are taking a look back at some of the notable accomplishments and contributions of African-American journalists. John, you know a little bit about me. Just in general, I'm a history buff.
Yeah.
I was watching History Channel basically, I won't say nonstop, but certainly a lot when I was growing up. Doesn't matter what era. I love digging into stories that maybe people have forgotten about. And when it comes to Black history, there are a lot of those stories to tell. So for this first edition of our feature, we're going to look back on the life and career of Ida B. Wells. Ida Bell Wells was born into slavery July 16, 1862 in Holly Springs, Mississippi, amid the ongoing U.S. Civil War. As an infant, she was freed under the Emancipation Proclamation while the Union Army captured her hometown. Her parents, James and Elizabeth, both died of yellow fever in 1878 while she was visiting her grandmother. Originally working as a school teacher, Wells made her way to Memphis, Tennessee, where she contributed what is believed to be her first written work for the Black church weekly publication The Living Way, documenting her experience being dragged off a train by its conductor for refusing to give up her seat in 1883. But her most noted work began at the Free Speech and Headlight, a newspaper Wells co-owned with J.L. Fleming. There, she ran an investigative series on the act of lynching throughout the U.S. South. The series first exposed the motivation behind the deaths of Thomas Moss, William Stewart, and Calvin McDowell, whose deaths stemmed from a fight outside their People's Grocery store, directly competing with a white-owned store across the street. Wells' reporting in the Free Press on the lynching and others like it led a mob to destroy the paper's main office building in 1892. Wells had been on vacation in New York City during the attack and would not return to Memphis. She continued her work reporting on lynching from New York, culminating in 2 research pamphlets read across the country, 1892's Southern Horrors, Lynch Law in All Its Phases, and 1895's 100-page document, A Red Record. Wells shared her findings on speaking tours in the UK, which led to the creation of the British Anti-Lynching Committee, as well as a temporary British boycott on southern U.S. cotton. Wells would later relocate to Chicago, where she transitioned into advocating for women's rights and helped co-found the NAACP. Notable throughout Wells's career were her clashes with those advocating for similar causes. She disagreed with the NAACP's other co-founders over core belief systems and notably defied leaders of the National American Women's Suffrage Association ahead of a march in 1913. The group had wanted colored members of the Illinois delegation to walk at the end of the parade. Instead, Wells linked arms with white suffragist colleagues at the front. Wells would die of kidney disease in 1931 at the age of 68. She was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame in 1988, and in 2016, the Ida B. Wells Society for Investigative Reporting opened in Memphis. Locally, her legacy lives on through the Ida B. Wells and Jane Addams Award, offered each year to a Marquette University senior who excels in the areas of academics, service, and leadership. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Interesting story. I knew the name Ida B. Wells, but never knew all that stuff. It's such interesting stuff.
What intrigues me about her story as I was picking and choosing who I wanted to highlight for this month was, A, she's telling the story of something that is such an abomination in our nation's history as it was happening, not to mention you set yourself up to be a target of the very act you're reporting on.
Yeah.
And we have to ask tough questions as part of our job. That's kind of the inherent nature of the business. I can't imagine having to put myself potentially in a position to have my life taken by reporting on the very thing that could end up taking my life. So her story was fascinating. It was cool to find out that Marquette has an Ida B. Wells Award they give out every single year, so there's that local connection as well. And we're going to be continuing the series for the rest of the month. We've got a couple more before we get to the end of February. So we're going to be, and again, by we, I mean I, we'll be looking at Roy Ottley. He was a World War II newspaper correspondent, the first African-American to report on the war in the European theater for newspaper reporting purposes. And he also did some radio pieces for stations in Chicago and in New York City as well. So we're going to dig through his reporting and his story next Sunday.
Good stuff. WTMJ's Adam Roberts. We appreciate it. Thank you, Adam.
You bet.
Kelda Royce, state senator, candidate for governor, with us in the studio up next.
Earn now, spend later at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Now through February 11th, rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store. Redeemable just like cash, February 19th to March 4th. Start earning today on Blaine's Farm and Fleet Performance Dog Food, $5 off. 1-pound bags of Blaine's brand trail mix, all 20% off. And assorted jugs of extra laundry detergent, 4 for $12. Rewards members get 4 for $11. Earn Blaine's Bucks now to spend later just like cash, only at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Hey, John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. Is retirement getting closer? If you don't feel prepared and have questions about how your financial life might look after 65, Annex can help. Maybe you manage things on your own, or maybe you're evaluating whether your current advisor aligns with your expectations. It might be a good time to explore getting the team at Annex Wealth Management on your side. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary, which means they're required to act in the best interest of their clients. They know you've worked hard, saving and investing, so having a clear path forward can help you make informed decisions and enjoy what you've earned. Come and see what they do. Annex is inviting you to a special event this month, Giving from the Heart, where purpose meets tax planning. It's part of their Women in Health series. It's Thursday, February 19th at Annex in Brookfield. Discover how meaningful giving can reflect your values with a local panel of nonprofit leaders and learn how charitable choices can align with smart tax planning and legacy goals. Click the events tab at annexwealth.com to set your reminder. It's financial planning at every level, 9 total locations, Annex Wealth Management. I've trusted them for a long time. Know the difference with Annex.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scafidi here for QC Kinetics. 40,000 people. Let that number sink in for a second. I was one of those people. That's not a crowd. That's a small city choosing relief without surgery. When I messed up my elbow last year, I went to QC Kinetics. So if you think you're out of options and surgery you think is the only answer today, you can move better, hurt less, get your life back thanks to QC Kinetics advanced regenerative treatments. The truth is surgery isn't always the answer. QC Kinetics and Dr. Ashley Caravelli, awesome, right here in Milwaukee using safe natural treatments backed by real science and treatments that activate your body's natural healing power, safe, natural, non-surgical, and this is the important part, critical. The sooner you start, the faster inflammation will ease, sooner you'll slow down all the things, the progression of pain that's causing all your problems. So it's important to get started now. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, call QC Kinetics. The consultation is free. 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559.
Mystical or magical? Milwaukee's not fooled.
Contested 3, and he sinks it with a hand in his face. He had no room to operate, but he had no problem hitting it anyway right over Trey Murphy.
The Bucks head to Orlando to take on the Magic.
Long 3 from way downtown. A.J. Green bombs away.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6 on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ. Wisconsin's afternoon news is here for you, bringing you the latest headlines with John Mercure and diving into the details with Julia Fello.
When you hear that we're having a crisis in this area, what is your response to people that are not agreeing to donate?
One of my sons, he said to me that donation didn't just save your life, it allowed everything that he's able to do, be able to happen.
Tune in to Wisconsin's afternoon news, where your day's story unfolds. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m., only here on WTMJ.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is their family's tradition. Visit DaveDrakeCamp.com. Wherever you listen to your podcast, Wisconsin's afternoon news is there. Traffic and then weather. Debbie Lazaga is off. She's in Disney World, sending me so many pictures. Jessica Gatzo's in for Debbie.
Hey, Julia. It's pretty much the same story in the construction areas this afternoon. 94 westbound, you'll see brake lights between 27th and just past the stadium interchange. Eastbound, it's between 84th and Hawley. Also, 43 southbound has slowdowns that starts at Locust, pretty much continuing all the way through downtown. I'm Jessica Gatzo with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Here is your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, a slight chance of freezing drizzle. Mainly north, mostly cloudy, a low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and mild, a high of 38 degrees. Wednesday, mostly sunny, a high of 32 degrees. Thursday, mostly cloudy, a high of 32 degrees. Friday, mostly cloudy, a high of 36 degrees. Right now here in Milwaukee, it is currently cloudy and 33 degrees.
Having the gubernatorial candidates in for a little bit of a chat. It's been good, gets us up to speed on what's important to them. We are joined by State Senator Kelda Roys, who is with us in the studio. Senator, thank you so much for being here.
I'm delighted to be with you.
I want to start out asking you about the David Crowley insurance situation here in Milwaukee. It's gotten a lot of play in Milwaukee. Some are saying it is a crisis of leadership. Their words, not mine, for David Crowley. He's one of your opponents in the primary. Did it show a lack of leadership with how this was handled by the Crowley administration?
Well, I believe that health insurance is a right, and every single Wisconsinite deserves high-quality, affordable health insurance. I'm not going to cast any aspersions on my fellow candidates. I believe that I have the best plan to help provide more health insurance to more Wisconsinites more quickly and at an affordable price, and That's what I'm going to be focusing on in my campaign.
Boy, we're in Milwaukee County, though. I mean, that's a big deal, and it's a big issue to you.
People.
I mean, these people almost were going to have to pay out-of-network prices.
Absolutely, and that's unacceptable. That's absolutely unacceptable. I think that this is why we need to open up the state health insurance plan to allow anybody to buy in so that municipalities and small businesses and even mid-sized manufacturing companies have the option of buying into an affordable, high-quality, nonprofit healthcare plan.
You haven't always agreed with Governor Evers on everything, and people say you're a very independent person.
That's true.
Give us one example where your view is different from our governor.
Well, for many years, I was the only Democrat on a bill to expand access to healthcare by allowing advanced practice registered nurses to practice to the full extent of their training. Now, this is really important in a state like Wisconsin, which has a lot of rural areas and has a healthcare provider shortage. It's also important for communities like Milwaukee that have big health disparities. I strongly believe that people need access to healthcare, and we should be letting nurse practitioners want to work here in Wisconsin. And unfortunately, the governor actually vetoed this bill several times. But I'm happy to say that in this last session, in fact, just this fall, we were able to get the bill across the finish line, and the governor signed it into law.
Okay, here's the thing, is that, I was at the Democratic Forum that took place in Milwaukee, and I listened to some people that, they were kind of in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems that you are very far left, and you're very, I don't know, I guess when I was listening to you about ICE and different things, how would you be able to work with people across the aisle? Because you are very opinionated. You are staunchly blue.
It's true that I'm
through.
informed and I have strong opinions about things. There's no question. I've been doing this work for a long time. I've got more experience in state government than anybody in the field. And I have more bipartisan credibility and a track record of getting things done in very difficult and Republican-dominated environments. Again, more than anybody else in the field. So I don't actually think it's about ideology. I think it is about somebody who's willing to listen to people who might have different perspectives, someone who's willing to set aside labels and work to get something done. Now, I'm not going to agree with every person on every single issue. I don't even agree with my husband on every issue. And I think that's okay. I think the most important quality we can have in a governor is somebody who is thoughtful, curious, independent, and willing to listen and truly be respectful. And that is what I have done as a legislator. That's what I've done as a nonprofit executive, a small business owner, and that's what I intend to do as governor.
State Senator Kelda Royce is with us in our WTMJ studios. Fundraising numbers came out not that long ago. Joel Brennan, in just a couple of months, raised $500,000. You're near the bottom of that list of fundraising numbers. $355,000 was the number that was reported in that last cycle. Candidates that don't have your profile, like Missy Hughes and Francesca Hong, are reported to have raised more. Sorry, you can have the water if you need it over there, Senator. Hughes and Hong have reportedly raised more money.
Well, I think the important thing is that all of us have some money, but you have to also look at where that money's coming from and who's giving that money and how we're spending the money. Now, I'm running for governor to win a race. I'm not wasting a bunch of money on things that aren't going to help me achieve that goal. And my money overwhelmingly comes from everyday Wisconsinites. I'm not being backed by George Soros and a bunch of $20,000 checks from people out of state, people that can't give anymore. I'm backed by thousands of everyday Wisconsinites in every single part of the state. Every state Senate district, I had donors giving money to my campaign. And I'm really proud of that fact. And I did it without taking corporate PAC money, without taking money from the crypto industry and all these big special interests that want to peddle influence.
So is that a criticism of how some of your competitors have raised their money?
I think it's for the voters to decide how they would like their next governor to lead and where they, whether they want to support a candidate that has grassroots support. And I will point out that I think that the funding that we receive is just a tiny amount of the overall money that we are going to be raising and spending in this campaign. But I feel very, very good about where we are and that I know that we're going to have the resources we need to compete and win.
I mean, you need money to compete.
Yep.
I mean, so do you think that kind of money from places that may not be as Wisconsin-esque or ethical, is that the way that a lot of people are going to be going? Is they're going to win out?
No, I think the voters of Wisconsin are going to have their say, and I'm going to have enough money to get my message out. And again, because it is not, you have to have enough money to get your message out. You don't have to have the most, especially in a Democratic primary. I think voters are going to be looking carefully at all the candidates, and they're going to say, who's actually qualified to be governor? Who's somebody who's going to be effective in this time of real opportunity? Because for the first time, we're not going to have a heavily gerrymandered Republican legislature. The first time in a generation. Who is the person who knows the state budget? Who knows how to work across the aisle with Republicans? And who can beat Tom Tiffany? That's important.
How would you work with ICE if they decided to come here and you were governor?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm going to work with ICE. I think that ICE, as it is formed under Trump, is incompatible with a free society. And I want to be very clear about that. I'm a lawyer. I support the rule of law. We can have secure borders and we can enforce our immigration laws without shredding our Constitution, without brutalizing people, without these roving racially motivated profiles and terrorizing children.
So you would not work with ICE?
No.
So what would happen? How would that play out if what happened in Minnesota were to happen here 6 months after you become governor? What would your plan of action be?
Well, I've already talked about what my plan of action would be. Number one, we are going to have civil and criminal liabilities. Nobody in this state is above the law. Not me, not you, and not anybody, even if Donald Trump tells them that they are. So if you're going to come into our state, and especially if you have a badge and a gun, and you think that you're going to beat people up or destroy their property or break into their homes and cars without consequence, you're dead wrong. We are going to hold people accountable. And number two, we're going to make sure that they have to be properly uniformed. They're not allowed to cover their faces to disguise themselves. They have to wear a badge and show identification. These are basic fundamental principles of law enforcement. And I say this as the daughter of a law enforcement officer. That's for their safety and for ours. We need to make sure that our communities are safe and that our laws are enforced fairly. And what ICE is doing is making us less safe and less free. Again, we can enforce our immigration laws and have secure borders, but that's not what ICE is doing. In fact, they've taken their eye off doing that to try to terrorize communities and silence political dissenters.
So Tom Tiffany is sitting raising money and not having to spend any of it because they've cleared the field. How soon do Democrats need to do something similar so that you don't end up beating up each other, cannibalizing each other, trying to raise from the same donor sources?
Well, I feel very confident that Governor Evers and the Democratic Party are raising money that is going to be available to our nominee. So I think we are going to be able to hit the ground running. I've been very impressed with the coordinated effort of the folks at the party to make sure that there are going to be good resources and infrastructure available for our nominee. I'm focused on meeting as many voters as I can and letting them know who I am. And who I am now is not different than who I'm going to be in the general election. Who I am as a mom is not different than who I am as a small business owner. What you see is what you get. I am someone who has proud Democratic values, but I have Republican family members whom I love. And I have Republican legislators that are my friends and my partners. And I believe I can get votes from every corner of the state, from Milwaukee and Madison, but also from the rural parts of the state, like rural Taylor County, where I grew up.
She is State Senator Kelda Roy's Democrat running for governor. We really appreciate it. You're very busy. Thanks for stopping in and making some time for us.
Great to be with you. Thanks.
It is 4:57 at WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
In Heartland, you're going to find a focus on distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original artwork, along with tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. In Pewaukee, the focus is on kitchen, outdoor, and garden decor, and all of it is priced at 25 to 40% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value.
Design Exchange. MW Marine.
Love to fish? This Saturday, head to MW Marine for a free fishing seminar and open house. Meet Steve Heiting, the Vexus Mercury Pro, and Captain Dominic Knackert, the Lund Mercury Pro, and pick up tips you can use on the water right away. Plus, hear the Coast Guard Auxiliary Vessel Safety Seminar and check out all the new boats. No reservations needed. Just come. The fishing fun starts at 10:30 this Saturday at MW Marine.
For a senior lifestyle where comfort meets community. Welcome to the waters of Pewaukee. WTMJ's Julia Fello here. I want you to enjoy beautiful, spacious apartments, chef-prepared meals, and enriching daily activities that bring you joy and purpose. Whether it's independent living, assisted care, or memory support, you will find compassionate staff, modern, beautiful amenities, and the peace of mind you deserve at the waters of Pewaukee. You are not just moving in, you are coming home. Schedule a tour and learn more today at thewaters.com.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. Available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com or at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans.
Hey, John Mercure here for Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. This is a really simple equation. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin has the best doctors with the highest patient satisfaction ratings, state-of-the-art imaging, the best physical therapists. It's Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. I'm not just reading this ad. My wife has been a patient at OHAU. They took great care of her. Compassion, empathy, excellence in hip, knee, shoulder replacement. They work on backs. They did that with Michelle. Ankles, wrists. It's Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Start your journey to feeling better at the website, OHOW.com. OHOW.com. Request an appointment today.
Transform your home today. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Sponsored by Accunet Mortgage.
Get your rock-solid pre-approval or a no-pressure refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Mystical or magical? Milwaukee's not
Three from
fooled.
way downtown. A.J. Green bombs away.
The Bucks head to Orlando to take on the Magic.
The green light special again.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6 on the home of the Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, a new video from Savannah Guthrie on the kidnapping of her mother.
I'm Julia Fello. A strange smell.
I'm Jessica Gatso in for Debbie Lazaga today. You'll see delays in the construction zones in both directions on 94. Westbound, those brake lights start at 27th and continue just past the stadium interchange. Eastbound traffic slows down between 76 and Hawley. Looking at 43 southbound, you'll be on and off the brakes from Locust through downtown. I'm Jessica Gatso with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic.
Tonight, slight chance for drizzle, low of 30. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, mild, a high of 38. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, today's show host Savannah Guthrie issuing a new plea for information related to the disappearance and suspected kidnapping of her mother, Nancy.
We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help. Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock trying to bring her home, trying to find her. She was taken and we don't know where.
84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was reported missing on January 31st. The kidnappers have set a 5 p.m. local deadline to be paid millions in Bitcoin for her release.
Ghislaine Maxwell, the co-conspirator of sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, exercised her Fifth Amendment rights at a closed-door deposition at the House Oversight Committee. Maxwell appeared virtually, declined to directly answer any questions. This, as lawmakers are getting access to the unredacted Epstein files. More from ABC's Jay O'Brien.
It's very much unclear what they disclose about what they saw. We do know that they are going to say something. They have said as much. And we do know that they have various documents that they are taking a look at. Even Thomas Massey went to X over the weekend and posted what documents should he look at and was trying to crowdsource essentially exactly what he should zero in on.
The DOJ is allowing lawmakers to take a look at the files, and they cannot bring their electronic devices, though, into the room. They are allowed to take notes.
What's that smell in Pleasant Prairie? Multiple 911 calls have come in about an odor described as a chemical or burning electrical smell that officials believe is originating south of Wisconsin. Pleasant Prairie officials say the smell has been reported as far away as Indiana. There are no reports of illness or injuries connected to the smell.
Trump administration rejects an attempt by Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers to appeal the federal government's decision to deny the state millions in public infrastructure relief following the last August's historic flooding.
The decision drew sharp criticism from the governor Monday, who questioned why FEMA's letter rejecting the state's appeal included no explanation or justification for the decision. Governor Evers originally made the relief request in late August to repair public infrastructure damaged in the floods. The request was denied in October, just over a month after the president approved nearly $30 million in relief for individuals and small businesses. The state has put estimates at damage to public infrastructure from the flooding at more than $43 million. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services has identified 6 people in Milwaukee potentially exposed to measles on a flight.
The City of Milwaukee Health Department has completed its initial outreach and is still working with airport officials to connect with potentially impacted staff. This comes after a confirmed case of measles was tied to a flight from Phoenix to Milwaukee on January 29th. Health officials say the individual knew they were carrying the virus when they got on the plane. Anyone who was at the airport or on the flight should still monitor for symptoms until February 19th. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Coming up, major trades for the Brewers.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:04.
Wisconsin homes ask a lot of their windows and doors. They need to be ready for anything year-round. At Fello Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, everything we do is built around quality and durability. You shouldn't have to make compromises to ensure you're comfortable at home. So right now, take advantage of 0% financing for up to 4 years. There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the NARI Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free Design Works rendering. From design to installation, Pella's local experts are there to guide you every step of the way, helping you choose the right options for your home, your style, and your budget. Thanks to 0% financing for up to 4 years and our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your decision long after installation day. PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 2/28/2026.
Leading a nonprofit takes more than heart. It takes the right leader with the skills, experience, and passion to move your mission forward. Vince Vitrano here for Spano Pratt. They focus exclusively on nonprofit executive searches, from discovering high-caliber candidates to rigorous assessment and selection to engaging and aligning your board of directors throughout the process. Spano Pratt doesn't just fill roles. They help you find leaders who truly align with your purpose and mission. SpanoPratt.com.
For growing businesses, digital marketing shouldn't be a gamble. If your business needs results, not guesswork, it's time for a different approach. At Margle Media, we deliver real results for businesses in an evolving digital world. Backed by data, guided by strategy, and focused on actionable outcomes. We partner with businesses of all sizes to drive growth locally or nationwide. Set up a free consultation today. Visit us at marglemedia.com. That's MARGLE media.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all. Sports Desk. The Brewers trade infielders Caleb Durbin, Andrew Monasterio, Anthony Siegler, and a draft pick to the Boston Red Sox. In return, the Brewers get left-handed pitchers Kyle Harrison and Shane Drohan, plus infielder David Hamilton. And the Bucks look to make it 4 wins in a row as they face the Orlando Magic tonight. It's the first of 2 meetings between the teams this week. Our coverage starts at 6 o'clock on WTMJ.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:08.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John Mercure and Julia Fello.
All right. Hope you're having a great Monday and your week's off to a good start. The sunshine sure helped a little bit today. The Olympics are rolling. Lori Nickel has covered many Olympics, and she's covering them for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. And guess what? Eric and Vince had the chance to catch up with Lori, who's primarily focused on speed skating. Wanted to share a little bit of this conversation. Vince, Eric, and our friend Lori Nickel from this morning on Wisconsin's Morning News.
So what do you do when you hit the ground? I mean, I know you're primarily going to be focusing on speed skating, but to kind of tell us your plan. I'm just so fascinated in the logistics of how do you cover just the Olympics?
Well, this is a working vacation for me, right? You know, I decided at the last minute I'm going to pay my own way and go. And then just a couple of days ago, I actually got a credential. So that changes everything. So I get to cover it, and I also get to do vacation stuff. The first thing is getting to Milan. There's the big media press center. Every venue that you see on television has its own mini press center, but I need to get to the big one to get my credential, because that is going to ensure that I get to talk to Jordan Stoltz every day. He's not a big media fan, so I need to really literally chase him down. And then after that, get to the Airbnb. I'm very close to the speed skating park. And then after that, I'm going to try to sleep, because the Team USA women face Canada in hockey. And since I have a credential, now I'm going to go to that. And then after that, I literally have it's going to be day by day for some of these things, except for Jordan's races. So I need to be a little bit flexible, but I am a planner. So I have some plans, some backup plans, if that makes sense.
Good news is that he'll recognize you.
He'd be glad to see you.
You know, he's such a big superstar. I'm seeing it's called the mixed media zone, where the athletes and the reporters converge all in the same spot. And in China 4 years ago, it was really easy. He talked for 5 minutes and ran away. We were all masked up. There were so few of us. But seeing what I saw with figure skating and everything now, there's so many reporters and media, and he is going to be a draw. The Dutch media, the European media, the Asian media, they're all going to want to talk to him, because he doesn't talk that often.
On the women's side for speed skating, we haven't spent enough time on that just because there's so much Jordan Stoltz hype, and rightfully so. But it looks like the women's 1,000-meter is today, Lori, and Erin Jackson, who is, I think she was a gold medalist in the 500 years ago, last time around, will be racing in the 1,000. So how do these work? Like, is today like the day, or are there the prelims, or what happens?
So speed skating is two different sports. There's a short track where they go around. They have preliminary stuff. That's more like the derby style. Long track is pure racing. Today is Erin's race. Now, she is 33 years old. She is a brilliant 500-meter super sprint skater, but she's been getting so good at the 1,000 that this could be a very good race for her, too. Her friend Brittany Bowe is also competing with her, two top Americans. What's interesting to me is that she was the flag bearer for the opening ceremonies, and that is a long, kind of a draining event. You're on your feet. In fact, it's so taxing on the body, really, that Jordan Stoltz elected not to go to the opening ceremonies, because he's so locked in on these races. So, but she's experienced. She knows what she's doing. That probably won't affect her. But how will she do in the international field? She's been getting stronger and stronger, and the 1,000 has a little bit more of an endurance requirement. So, yes, I would definitely keep an eye on her. She's got everything, the talent, experience, discipline. She's amazing.
That is Lori Nickel covering the Olympics for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel.
That's
How
pretty
cool is
How lucky
that?
of her to get her credentials turned around so quick.
Amazing, amazing stuff. All right, this is going to be fun. Up next, Rose Gray, our travel expert, with us live in the studio. She's just back from a really cool trip. She'll tell us about that. And then we wanted to talk about event travel. If you've always wanted to go on vacation to see the Olympics or to see a Super Bowl or maybe it's a concert somewhere. How do you do that? What should you think about? Rose Gray up next.
Earn now, spend later at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Now through February 11th, rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store. Redeemable just like cash, February 19th to March 4th. Start earning today on Easy Heat Premium Wood Fuel Pellets, just $4.99 a bag. 1-pound bags of Blaine's brand chocolate peanuts, $3.99. And 5 quarts of Blaine's full synthetic motor oil, just $19.99. Rewards members save an extra buck. Earn Blaine's Bucks now to spend later just like cash, only at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Hey, John Mercure here for Connect Chiropractic. They are the best in the business. Actually voted Milwaukee's top chiropractor by Milwaukee Journal Sentinel readers. I know why. I was kind of a chiropractic cynic, and you know what? Not anymore. They take care of me. They're gentle. They're nuanced. No twisting, cracking, popping. Connect Chiropractic is focused, and they also focus on total wellness. Tosa, Delafield, Oak Creek, great locations, helping with headache and sleep concerns, neuropathy, your neck, your back, all that stuff. It's Connect Chiropractic. I love Dr. Alex and his team. Connect with Connect.
911, what's your emergency?
My kitchen is killing me. My kitchen. It's awful. I'm literally dying. I hate it so much.
It's okay, ma'am. I have NARI officers en route. They will transport you directly to the NARI Home Show to find a remodeler.
NARI?
Yes, NARI. NARI members are the best in the industry. They will save you.
Hire a pro, not a con. February 13th through 15th at State Fair Park. Visit NARIMilwaukee.org for details.
Mystical or magical? Milwaukee's not fooled.
Contested three, and he sinks it with a hand in his face. He had no room to operate, but he had no problem hitting it anyway right over Trey Murphy.
The Bucks head to Orlando to take on the Magic.
Long three from way downtown. A.J. Green bombs away.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6 on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Our podcast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating. Your comfort is your family's tradition. Visit DaveDrakeCamp.com. It's Jessica on the roads today. Good afternoon.
Hey, John. Still looking at delays in those construction zones on 94 in both directions. Westbound, you'll see brake lights between 27th and just past the Stadium Interchange. Eastbound traffic slows down between 76 and Hawley. Looking at 43 southbound, you'll be on and off the brakes from Locust through downtown. I'm Jessica Gatso with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, slight chance for drizzle, low of 30. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, mild, a high of 38. Wednesday, sunny, a high of 32. Thursday, cloudy, 32. Friday, mostly cloudy, a high of 36 degrees. Thank goodness Rose Gray is back from vacation. Check her out Saturdays, 9 a.m. on WTMJ, and she's with us in the studio, looking tan, relaxed. Rose, you always look good, but you look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I was in the sun a fair amount.
You were with Steve Scafidi at an all-inclusive. I hope you didn't have to see him in a swimsuit.
I did. It really wasn't that awful. Don't forget, Milwaukee Weight Loss Clinic did its job.
You should be getting some of that money that he's getting.
I think so, too.
How was the trip? How was the all-inclusive?
The trip was amazing. As many of you know, Scavidi kind of threw down the gauntlet a year or two ago and said, Mexico, who would want to go to Mexico? To which I replied, Vegas, who wants to go to Vegas, where he travels 4 times a year. And so we were just in Scotland, I don't know, 6-8 months ago, and he said, oh, maybe I would consider it. And that's all it took for me. I immediately got with my people while we were traveling. They said, you pick the resort. That was the tough part for me because I wanted to make sure he loved it. We all know he has a love of fine wine. And so this was Secrets of the Vine, which is on the Kukulkan Boulevard Strip, which is the strip of Cancun. Certainly we looked at properties in the Riviera Maya, but I kind of wanted him to be able to walk places and things. And so that turned out to be a fabulous choice. Free wine tastings every day.
Nice.
There were complimentary wine tastings, and then there were some that had a very nominal charge, which I also did as well. Learned a lot about, who thought Mexico had good wine. We did Spain, we did Australia, New Zealand, we did Chile, but one day it was Mexican wines, and it turns out there's good wines in Mexico.
Well, we're really glad you made it back, and we're okay that he made it back, too.
There you go.
We wanted to talk to you about event travel. Right now, the Super Bowl just was yesterday. The Olympics are going on, and they're all over the world every couple of years. I want to start with a broad question. What are the biggest challenges when you decide to book your vacation around a specific event?
Okay, I'm going to think that Julia might have been too young for this, but John, I know you remember this. The debacle of the Wisconsin Badger tickets at the Rose Bowl in 1994.
I do remember that.
I worked for a travel company at that particular time, and over 3,600 Badger fans thought they had tickets when they got to the Rose Bowl, and unfortunately, they did not.
Oh my
and John, you remember, you probably covered it.
I did. I covered it.
How the heck did that happen?
There was no legislation that prevented these ticket brokers from double selling those tickets or selling a package that said, we'll give you your tickets upon arrival.
Yep.
Oh, just kidding, don't have any. So it was nasty. Now, my particular travel company reimbursed every single person. It was a financial fiasco, but every single person. Not everyone did that. Now, since then, legislation has passed thanks to this happening that in California, where there are now laws that prohibit that kind of thing, like double dipping or triple charging or any of those kinds of things. But that is the number one thing that concerns us when people say, I'm going to do my own fill in the blank. It could be Super Bowl. It could be the Masters. It could be the Kentucky Derby. It could be the Indy 500. It could be anything. And how are you going about getting your tickets?
Wow, because I'm thinking about the Olympics, and I'm thinking, it's in LA, so I could do it myself.
Yeah.
But that's probably not a good idea.
Well, it is if you know what you're doing. So I don't know
what I'm doing.
I am going to help you tell you what you're doing. If you are interested in getting tickets for the LA Olympics in 2028, your deadline to register to be in the lottery to get the tickets is March 18th. So yet you can
like a month from now.
Exactly. You can look this up. It's tickets.la28.org. Tickets.la28.org. Then you get yourself in a lottery. And there's a big, long description about how you submit and how you will be notified and all of those kinds of things. But I warn people that then you have to be responsible for your transportation. You have to be responsible for your accommodations and all of those kinds of things. Certainly, that would be the most economical way to do it. But if you want the most convenient way to do it, you go through a vetted tour company who has secured all of those things. You pay them one fee, and you're and everything is taken care
Will
of.
Fox World Travel do the Olympics?
Absolutely. So we have several companies. Again, we belong to a consortium that vets these vendors. So one company that I looked at, which is called Road Trips, which we use all the time, they can actually do the Derby, the Monaco Grand Prix, Indy 500, Wimbledon. World Cup is coming to the U.S.
Yes.
That's going to be another opportunity for people to get scammed, I'm afraid.
Yep.
And so that's our message. Certainly, we want you to go to these kinds of things, but sometimes it's worth the price to be able to have the peace of mind that the entire thing is taken care of and the tickets are legit.
What if you want to do one of the showcase things in Europe, like the military tattoo in Scotland is on Julia's list, and that's incredible. The Passion Play in Aberamagau, if you want to try to tackle one of those sort of things.
I feel like, again, use a professional. I know a lot of people like to DIY that kind of a thing, but how are you checking out your source? Have you, if somebody, the red flags, somebody's asking me to wire them money, big red flag. They're not taking money in the United States. I have to wire it to you. Somebody says, you will not have your tickets until you arrive. How will I meet you? How are we going to arrange this? We only have a email conversation. How do we arrange these kinds of things? And sadly, even with AI, aren't these scams getting just more sophisticated on a daily basis?
Have you done spring training?
Every year, don't miss.
So what's that like? Wow. Is that easier to navigate on your own?
That could be a DIY. There are some companies out there that put the whole thing together for you, but then you are going to the games that they've selected. And so you're probably going to be on a motor coach with a number of other Brewer fans, and you're going to go to the games they selected. I take a look at the spring training schedule, and then I determine, am I going to pre-purchase these tickets or not? It's pretty easy to figure out which teams come into AmFam Field in Phoenix, Maryvale, and sell out the Dodgers and the Cubs.
Yep.
So if I want to see the Dodgers and the Cubs, I'm going to go buy those tickets in advance. But I could probably walk up for some others. The beautiful thing about going to spring training, that's the Cactus League, very drivable. So you want to see the Rockies, you want to see the Diamondbacks, you're going to go to Talking Stick. You want to go see the Kansas City Royals, they're right there. So lots of other teams to go see. I like checking out other stadiums, but we don't miss spring training. It is the best time. You feel like you're at a high school baseball game and you're watching the pros.
Yeah, I went for the first time a couple years ago, and you're right. It's really, really special. You're so you can hear the guys talking to each other. I mean, you're right there.
So cool.
It's really, really cool. You got to do that, Julia. All right, where are you traveling next that we need to know about?
So I'm actually going to Puerto Vallarta on my own.
Nice.
There's a place there called Vedanta, which is where the Mexican Open is held. We're not going to the Mexican Open, but we're going to see the property so that I can get a feel for that. Then we go to spring training in March.
Wow.
And then at the end of May, I start my real job traveling with the likes of Gene Miller, which we're doing Portugal at the end of May.
Oh, fantastic. Portugal.
John, you would love that.
I love Portugal, Rose. Isn't it special?
It is. And now with the new riverboats that are doing the entire Douro and you step your toe into Spain a little bit, it's a dream come true. So I'm very lucky. I'm a blessed girl.
I want to be Rose Gray. Rose Gray, Fox World Travel. Check out the radio show, 9 o'clock on Saturdays. We appreciate it, Rose. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
It is 5:24 at WTMJ. Let's check out the markets. It was a green day. Dow, another record high, was up 20 points today, but that means it's at 51.35. The Nasdaq up 207, 23,238. The S&P was up 33 points. It closed at 69.64. Annex Wealth Management is financial planning at every level. Fee only fiduciary all the time. Know the difference with Annex.
What's up, Milwaukee? Christian Yelich here. Big news. Isaac Slade from The Fray and Jake Owen are joining us for this year's Home Plate charity event happening May 21st, 2026 at Landmark Credit Union Live. This night is all about giving back to the city that gives us so much. We're raising support for organizations that help Milwaukee families, students, and small businesses thrive. Get ready for an amazing night of music, community, and impact. Let's make this one the best yet. For more information on tickets, please head to Yelly22concert.com.
Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. They specialize in helping you take care of folks that have Alzheimer's, early or late stage, other dementia, illnesses, cognitive decline. This is a tough thing to talk about. You want to make sure your loved one gets the care that they deserve. Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, this is what they do. This is what they specialize in. They know how to do it. Locations throughout Wisconsin, from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, throughout southeast Wisconsin, Fox Point, Brookfield, absolutely beautiful. Wisconsin-based, family-owned Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
You're invited. Vince Vitrano here for Colette Vacations, and I would love for you to join us. Southern Italy and Sicily this fall. We'll see it all. Palermo, that's where my family is from. Agrigento's Valley of the Temples. Amalfi Coast to Sorrento. Positano. We'll even walk in the excavated ruins of Pompeii and savor regional wines, specialty cuisine, and history. Maybe the best part, you don't have to plan a thing. Colette covers all the details. The flight, the meals, best hotels, and amazing local experiences. No wondering what to visit. How do we get there? They have tickets, all taken care of by my team at Colette. My wife, Nicole, and I would love for you to join us. The trip is in late October, and I can send you all the information. Send me an email, vince@WTMJ.com. That's vince@WTMJ.com. I'll send you the brochure, everything you need to know, including your all-in cost and options. Vinny's European vacation to southern Italy and Sicily with Colette. Join us this fall.
3 generations ago, it was about doing one thing and doing it right.
Hardwood, tile, carpet, floors that had to last because our name, Adair, was on them. Over time, homeowners asked us to do more. Kitchens, bathrooms, full remodels. And so our name changed to Adair Floors and Remodeling.
But flooring has always been the foundation, literally.
And it's something the next generation already understands.
Hi, I'm Ava. Hi, I'm Quinn. My dad does floors.
From hardwood and luxury vinyl plank to tile and carpet, we handle selection, layout, and professional installation.
And because we also remodel homes, we know how flooring works with everything else. Transitions, finishes, and long-term durability.
When you hire Adair, you're getting experience you can stand on and people who will be here for decades to come.
Call my dad. Bye-bye.
Adair Floors and Remodeling. Built on flooring, trusted for remodels. 3 generations, 1 standard. Call us at 414-761-3660 for your free flooring estimate.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original knowledge broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me today, Jeff Salazinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, 2026 underway. Interested in what you're seeing out there in the issues and trends that you're paying attention to.
Thank you, Vince. Be glad to share some thoughts and insights with the audience.
Well, let's go. Jump right in.
You've heard me talk about balance sheet events in the past, meaning a large, unplanned event that requires a business to use its equity or sell an asset to cover the event or loss. Technology risk, AI misuse, or cybercrime, and climate risk like catastrophic storms, tornadoes, flood, extreme temperatures. These losses can be financially devastating. The good news, Vince, these events are insurable. A well-designed insurance program can remove the risk.
Let's explore that a bit. You said well-designed insurance program. What's that look like?
Vince, a few factors are critical here. Simple to implement, yet often not given enough attention. Property insurance limits has to reflect the actual reconstruction cost of your property. Too many are underinsured in an attempt to save a few bucks. Cybercrime insurance. Cyber policies vary greatly. You need to have the right policy with the right coverage and the right limits. Finding out you're underinsured after a loss is an expensive lesson to learn.
So, Jeff, why should a business work with R&R Insurance?
Vince, we're a family-owned, independent, top 100 insurance agency. R&R Insurance represents 50 years with the same name on the door, consistent investment in the business and our employees, and always being there for our clients. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: disagreements in Congress over Homeland Security funding.
I'm Julia Fello. An elderly woman accused of running over a child appears in court.
I'm Jessica Gatso. A crash is causing delays on 41 southbound. Looks like the right lane is blocked at the ramp from Capitol. You'll see those slowdowns starting around Silver Spring. Looking at 94 westbound, you'll start slowing down between 27th Street, heading just past the stadium. Eastbound traffic on 94 slows down between 76 and Hawley. And finally, on 43 southbound, you'll be on and off the brakes from North Avenue through downtown. I'm Jessica Gatso with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic.
Slight chance of freezing drizzle to our north. Mostly cloudy for the rest of us, a low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and mild, a high of 38 degrees. Right now, Milwaukee, it's cloudy and 33 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the Department of Homeland Security is facing a shutdown this weekend if Congress can't agree on funding. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
There's no deal yet, but Senate Majority Leader John Thune told reporters progress is being made. He said there's a good back and forth on substantive issues. Democrats are pushing for changes to ICE, including new judicial warrant requirements and limits on masking by federal agents, which Republicans argue would put agents at risk. One proposal on the table would split the bill, allowing parts of DHS like FEMA and the TSA to keep operating while talks continue. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
The cause of death for actress Catherine O'Hara, known for her roles in Home Alone and Schitt's Creek, has been revealed. Here's ABC's Alex Stone. Looks like that's not playing, John.
All right, let's move on. A woman from Cudahy accused of running over a 9-year-old girl with her car back in October was found not competent to stand trial. 89-year-old Darlene Adam was charged with one count of hit and run involving injury. In court Monday, authorities said Adam could become competent with treatment. She'll be reevaluated in 90 days. The child she hit has returned to school and continues to recover.
City leaders say they're keeping grocery stores open, and it may come down to helping them stay financially stable. Milwaukee Mayor Kavler Johnson says while grocers face many challenges, The city can help address them right now.
I think right now, on the short term, is working to make sure that we help to defray some of those capital costs, open up some money for them to be able to make investments in their stores, keep their staff on payroll, keep the lights on, keep the doors open. That's what we want to focus on right now.
The mayor says the city is focused on short-term solutions while working with other agencies to address long-term trends.
For students looking to graduate early, the universities of Wisconsin could soon offer 3-year bachelor's degrees.
The updated policy for the UW system would allow campuses to develop reduced credit degrees, which commonly requires 90 credits rather than a minimum of 120. It comes as more universities across the nation are offering 3-year degrees. Mount Mary University in Milwaukee launched reduced credit programs last month. So far, it's the only 4-year university in Wisconsin to do so. The UW Board of Regents discussed the proposal last week, with a vote likely coming at a future board meeting. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Governor Tony Evers wants to use money from the state's budget surplus to help lower your property taxes.
I want the legislature to join me in providing over $1 billion in property tax relief for the average Wisconsin homeowner. Under my plan, we can make sure the average homeowner will not see a property tax increase, period.
Evers also proposes eliminating the tax on everyday household items like diapers, over-the-counter medications, and toothpaste.
The Milwaukee Public Museum is entering a critical phase of its move to a new downtown location.
Crews will begin deinstalling the Torosaurus skeleton at the entrance of the Third Planet Gallery. The fossil will be disassembled and sent to Canada for cleaning before returning for display in the new museum. Officials say the dinosaur is just one of millions of objects being prepared for the move, including Ice Age fossils, a Haida canoe replica, and ancient Egyptian coffins. More temporary exhibit closures are expected through the year. The Milwaukee Public Museum's final day at its current location is January 3rd of 2027. Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
A bipartisan bill to create consumer protections around cryptocurrency kiosks is making its way through Madison.
This was emotional manipulation.
Greenfield resident Karen Schmeling fell victim to a scam, deposited money into a crypto ATM, and never saw it again.
The verbiage that the scammers used was very specific to isolating me and not allowing me time to breathe, think, or contact anybody else who might be able to talk me out of this.
Advocates include AARP Director Raj Shukla.
Crypto kiosk transactions occur with virtually no consumer protections.
The measure would require crypto kiosk operators to set daily transaction limits and allow scam victims to receive refunds. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Bucks on the road tonight in Orlando, going for 4 in a row. Coverage starts at 6 here on WTMJ. And the Brewers trade Caleb Durbin, Andrew Monasterio, and Anthony Siegler to the Red Sox for pitchers Kyle Harrison and Shane Drohan.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:36.
We demand a lot of our shoulders and hands, our hips and knees, our backs and feet. They do life's heavy lifting, so we owe them the greatest attention in return. The Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network provides expert orthopedic and spine care to help you move, lift, turn, and reach with the most possible ease. Whether you have a sports-related injury or a nagging condition that just won't go away, excellence should always be an option. So we make our care available in nearby locations and offer same-day ortho and spine appointments when relief can't wait. It's how to recover quicker, prevent small concerns from becoming big ones, and solve complex issues with the expertise you can only get with academic medicine. We're given just one body, so let's tend to it, check in on it. Let's give it the greatest of care, because when it's tuned up and injury-free, we can always be pushing ahead. To learn more about our nationally recognized orthopedic and spine care, visit froedtert.com/ortho.
John Mercure here for Griffin's Hub in Milwaukee. Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, they've got it all. I love shopping at Griffin because they make it easy. There's no pressure. They're not on you. They let you look at the cars and just kind of do your thing, and to me that really matters. The Hemi V8 is returned. Buy a new 2026 Ram 1500 with the optional Hemi V8, now available at Griffin's Hub. Conquer any adventure. And America's Legend, the Jeep Wrangler, available in 2-door and 4-door configurations. Griffin's Hub has an outstanding selection of new Jeep Grand Cherokees. What a great vehicle. And Jeep Grand Cherokee L's ready to be driven home today. 140 pre-owned vehicles in stock. Prices start from $69.95. Great service department for $1 over cost. You can buy brand new tires, $1 over cost. free tire repair, lifetime tire rotation. Cannot be combined with any other tire offers. Tires must be mounted, balanced, and installed at Griffin's Hub. See Service Advisor for details. I love Jim Griffin and his team. It's Griffin's Hub, Milwaukee.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
All right, let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky. Hello, Niz.
Yo, what's happening, guys? How we doing?
Good. Hey, we know you were working last night because I watched you after the Super Bowl. Did you get the chance to see the Super Bowl while you were at work or at home beforehand?
I did. I watched a good portion of it. I mean, Seattle's defense, my goodness.
Oh.
They were just...
Terrible game, though, right?
Yeah.
Because of that defense, it was just kind of a
boring
game.
There was, I mean, you went through almost 3 quarters without a touchdown. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what we had 4 field goals, I think, for a while, and then I mean, it lacked excitement for sure, but credit to Seattle. I mean, they uglied it up, and then they put points on the board at when it counted at the end.
What'd you think of the commercials, the ones that you were able to see?
Didn't see a ton of the commercials. That kind of that's. And I hate to say this, I'm going to look back at some of the commercials. That was my time to get work done. I focused on the game, then get a little work done and during the commercial break. But the ones I saw, I thought the Duncan one, obviously the star-studded cast in that one was crazy. I mean, the amount of people in that Duncan, you saw that one, right? With
that was fun.
Tom Brady and all the way to Jennifer Aniston to, down the whole line or whatever. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Brian, did the newsroom have food?
We did. Yeah, we had pizza last night. That was good. And then the night before, or was it Olympics kickoff night? I think it was Friday night. We had lasagna for Italian.
Nice.
Oh, I like that. I love lasagna.
Yeah, they're keeping us well fed because they're working us, right? You gotta, if we're getting overworked, we got to have full bellies.
How long a stretch is it? Will you literally work every day during the Olympics?
No, I mean, as long as the weather's quiet, my hope is next weekend I could still be technically off. Of course, like for, almost everybody in this industry, you're never completely off. But as far as actually having to go into the studio, my hope is next weekend I can be off on the main shows. And that's also because I feel really good about the team that we have. Brendan Johnson, Lauren Larson, Fish, they all do fantastic. So, I mean, things would really need to hit the fan this weekend for me to go in.
Man, the Olympics have been fun to watch. They've been heartbreaking already. The Lindsey Vonn stuff, she showed such heart. She gave it a shot, and then it was so hard to watch that wipeout yesterday.
Oh, it was terrible. I mean, I feel so bad. Obviously not what she, was envisioning or wanting, but, to be honest, to me, that shows you what she put on the line, right? She literally went down, going – giving it her final all. There's nothing that no one could ever take away that she didn't give every bit, possible effort to be able to do one more run.
I thought that was her bad leg, but you're saying that wasn't her bad leg?
No, it was her other leg. It was the other leg from where she tore the ACL.
Oh.
Yeah, and you have to wonder. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert on this stuff, but clearly, obviously, when you you have a torn ACL, maybe you favor one side, and that changes up what you want to do and what nature. I don't know, but
no, you're right. Or you compensate, right? The one leg compensates maybe for the other leg, but it was just tragic. But it kind of also embodies the Olympic spirit. I mean, she wanted to go. She got out there. She gave it a shot. How quiet it got on the mountain when she wiped out was amazing.
Did your girls like the figure skating?
They did, and they have been enjoying all the other stuff too. I think the figure skating they naturally just love. They like the performance aspect of that all, but they've enjoyed I think they think did they just make this up? And part of me goes, yeah, I think they kind of did just make that up. Yeah,
oh, that's fun.
All the different variations of the ski racing, and the snowboarding, and everything like that.
All right,
Niz.
It's
gnarly. It's awesome.
Sorry to cut you off. I just looked at the clock. I'm not very good at telling time. Roll us through really quick. Tonight and the next 5 days, what are we looking at?
Sure. Tonight, mild. I mean, temperatures maybe around 30 degrees for a low temperature, so not falling much. For tomorrow, high temperature of 40, guys. Partly cloudy skies by tomorrow afternoon. Then we get cooler again on Wednesday, a high of 33, back up to 35 on Thursday and 36 degrees on Friday and no precipitation in the forecast. Watching a little mix that's scooting just to the north of us. If you're heading north of Sheboygan, you may run into that this evening, but the rest of us staying dry.
You just called for a 40?
40 tomorrow. It'll be the first time in like a month.
All right, I
Can it
love
stay
it.
like that forever?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Niz, have a great rest of the night. We'll catch up with you tomorrow.
You got it, guys. We'll see you.
5:43 at WTMJ. Traffic up next.
At Abbey Home, our mission statement is making lives easier. Let us make your life easier by custom designing the bathroom to fit your needs so you can stay in your home longer. We will make your shower system safe but stylish by taking out your old tub, and you'll be able to walk right into your new shower. We'll add grab bars, a stationary seat, and glass doors that'll make your new bathroom a stylish success. Right now, get a free shower door with all bathrooms and payments as low as $98 a month. If somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
Hey, we're in the thick of Old Man Winter's wrath. Sure, we occasionally get a day or two where it warms up, but that's always just a tease. We never get too excited because we know we'll pay the price with more frigid days to follow. That's just how it rolls around here. Check out my friends at independent, family-owned Dave Dracamp Heating. The dead of winter is the worst time to feel air seeping through the gaps in your hardwood floors or walking through warm and cold patches randomly scattered across rooms thanks to his furnace that's struggling to keep up. At Dave Dracamp, they're going to help you keep up. Call my friends there. Let them come out. Life throws us enough curveballs. It's nice to have certain things that you can set and forget. I have that at Dave Dracamp. They protect my home comfort system. It gives me peace of mind, confidently knowing that our home will always feel just right. Your family's comfort is their family's tradition. Let Dave Dracamp Heating take care of your family as they have mine for so many years. Call today, 262-367-2820. 262-367-2820, or do this instead, DaveDragCamp.com. Just Google it, DaveDragCamp.com. The teams I trust.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive home and auto bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Rejuvenix Arthritis Pain Clinics. Go to rejuvenix.com for an appointment.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Debbie Lazaga is off. Let's get to Jessica Getzo with your traffic.
Hey, Julia, looks like we have a crash on 94 West in Waukesha County. That is the right lane blocked about 2 miles beyond the ramp from Moreland. Also had a crash on 41 southbound. That is out of the way, but still seeing slowdowns back at Hampton. And slowdowns continue on 94 westbound between 27th and the Stadium, eastbound between 76 and Hawley. I'm Jessica Gatzo with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
We've been discussing off and on the Milwaukee Police Department's potential use of facial recognition technology. They already work with agencies that are adjacent that use this technology. Well, the department was set to roll out their own deal with a software company to assist in investigations. There was a Fire and Police Commission meeting late last week, and then the chief came out and he said, you know what? We're putting this all on pause. The Milwaukee Police Association has said that that is a mistake. And we are joined in the studio by Eric Drager. He's a former Milwaukee Police Department detective, still active in law enforcement. Eric, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks a lot, John. Appreciate it.
Was pulling the facial recognition technology out of investigators' toolboxes, do you believe, the right decision?
I don't. I think it's a little short-sighted. Anything that's going to prevent detectives from being able to close cases, I think that's not going to be a good thing for Milwaukee.
How accurate is it?
Sometimes surprisingly accurate. I've seen images of just a partial face. Sometimes nose, maybe the upper lip. Think about like a ski face mask that's pulled down to just below somebody's nose, and it accurately picks out the actual person who ultimately was determined to have done the crime. Just from that, I would have had a hard time just looking at those two pictures next to the booking photo and picking that out, but the computer was able to do it accurately. Now, I'm not saying that happens in 100% of the cases. You still can't substitute good police work with artificial intelligence. Nobody is going to just take a facial recognition hit and go arrest a person based on that. That would be horrible police work. And obviously, that would be concerning for everybody. But that's not how it's used. And that's not what the Milwaukee Police Department was doing, nor what it would do, with that software available to them through this contract.
So then how do you respond to people at the Fire and Police Commission and others who said research has shown that the software can lead to false positives, especially in cases involving people of color, and that makes it too dangerous to use?
Yeah, their concern is understandable, and honestly, I think their intentions are probably in the right place. But it's short-sighted. If you think about it, Milwaukee deals with a lot of violent crime, and they're right. We deal with a lot of offenders who are people of color. And if that technology misses on those folks more often, that can be a problem. But what they're not realizing is the victims of violent crime in Milwaukee are also people of color. So for every case that we don't close because we're afraid to use this technology, we're denying a victim of color justice. So it's not quite as simple as saying, hey, just because it might have a disproportionate impact on people of color on the suspect side doesn't necessarily mean we should not use it, because we're also then denying justice to victims of color.
How much of an effectiveness, with the speed of closing cases, do you think that this impedes in doing that we got rid of that?
Well, if you get to a place where you have an unknown suspect, where we just have a surveillance video or something like that, we're really, at the moment, dependent on hopefully somebody in the public will see this, whether it's posted to social media, sent out to media organizations, and they post it out there, and then also pick up the phone. That's a very slow process. It's also not a very accurate process, because when we put those faces out there, we get tons of calls, and most of them aren't the right person. So when we do have a surveillance video that can be run through facial recognition, it actually speeds up the case tremendously. And the speed at which you can get to the suspect impacts how likely it is we're going to be able to get a conviction for that suspect. The faster, what was it, the show 48 Hours? If you don't solve that case within 48 hours, the chances it's going to get solved drop off precipitously.
Former police detective Eric Drager is with us. So you worked in technology at the police department. You still work in technology for law enforcement. Take us inside how this works. So if somebody commits a burglary and a Ring doorbell gets an image of him, how can facial recognition technology then be used to lead to identifying a suspect?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we would do in a case like that is take that photo, run it through facial recognition, and facial recognition is going to come back with anywhere from none to a number of hits. And usually it will also give you a percentage that the computer estimates that image matches this particular booking photo or other photograph it checks that against. Now, sometimes that's just checking against booking photos. Sometimes it's checking against databases of millions of pictures. When it gives you those hits, though, that's not where your investigation ends. It's where it begins. So at that point, you start going through those hits and go, are any of these people, is there any other evidence that puts this person at the scene, or even makes it likely that this person would have been at the scene? Sometimes you'll get a low percentage hit that, shows, oh, this person had died 3 years ago. Pretty sure that's not going to be the right person then. But it's after facial recognition gives you an answer that's when you start developing all of the other evidence. And if that other evidence doesn't exist, that person's not going to be arrested. Chances are that person's not even going to know that they were a hit in the first place because there's no reason to go visit them.
So booking photos, maybe my ID, my passport, my driver's license. Are you comparing that? Social media? What are we looking at?
So it all depends on what database of photos the facial recognition system is set up against.
What was MPD's?
MPD actually didn't have one natively in-house, as John had talked about. Partner agencies have access to facial recognition. Some of them use booking photos. Some use a nationwide database of booking photos. For the most part, I don't believe driver's licenses are included. Wisconsin actually has, there's laws that restrict when you can share and how you can use driver's license photos. We have one of the more restrictive laws in the state that kind of prevent that. So that wouldn't be the database that we'd be pulling against. I don't even know how to get at passport photos.
Yeah.
That's beyond what MPD locally would be.
Let me ask you one more thing. This is a statement put out on the decision to pause the use of the technology.
Sure.
Despite our belief that this is useful technology to assist in generating leads for apprehending violent criminals, we recognize the public trust is far more valuable, so we're putting this on hold. This just to a lot of people seems like a mistake. You're saying it can help get violent people off the street, but because of what some people are complaining about, we're going to pause this. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, well, boy, I wonder what policing would look like if every tool that has ever been misused by a cop somewhere was prevented from use by all cops. I mean, has handcuffs been used incorrectly in the past? Absolutely. Has a gun been used? We don't ban handcuffs, though, right?
Right.
So,
great point.
I mean, making a common sense policy that will both protect civil liberties and increase public safety seems to be the best option here. But, you know, because of the polarization that's out there, it seems like it's got to be an all or nothing thing. And I think that's just short-sighted. You know, we have smart people both at the Fire and Police Commission, in the command staff at MPD, in your investigative corps, in the universities even. I think if everybody gets into the room and hammers out a policy that's workable, it can work out for both privacy and public safety at the same time.
He is former MPD Detective Eric Drager. Eric, great insight. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive Home and Auto Bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Milwaukee Tool endeavors to double sales by 2030 to about $20 billion. That could result in additional jobs and manufacturing in southeast Wisconsin. A spokeswoman says the company has no immediate announcements. The decreased value of the U.S. dollar versus Mexico's peso causes headwinds for Glendale automotive supplier Strattec Security. Despite that, the company posts improved sales and earnings in the latest quarter. Port Washington State Bank president and board member James Showalter adds the title of CEO. He succeeds his father, Stephen Showalter, as CEO. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
All Brewers tickets for the 2026 season are on sale Thursday, February 12th. This year, it all kicks off at our house with opening day at home, followed up with a schedule that's absolutely loaded. Throw in the same flair for the dramatic, thrills on any given night. Plus Brewers giveaways you won't forget. And you've got a season you're going to have to see to believe. Don't miss a second of Brewers action this year. The crew is back for more, starting February 12th at Brewers.com.
Keeping you updated on culture and creativity. What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
When music is that much of a part of your life, it's part of you.
I can do digital, but I really prefer film. It's the equivalent of vinyl versus CD.
I sort of put together my theater writing hat and my songwriting hat and made one big hat.
This is a mega musical with a capital M.
Weeknights at 6 on WTMJ and the What's on Tap podcast on WTMJ.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests.
That's WTMJ.com/contests.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Just like the Milwaukee Bucks, Coakley Brothers has developed into a world-class national player. We perform office work for clients in the U.S. and